We got a full house for a fully loaded pod. The SEC over-under pod. It's one of our favorites of the year. We are going to do over-under for every single team. I guess the tiers and stuff will be broken down into low man. We'll have the middle tier of chaos. We'll have your tier ones teams that are 8.5, 9.5 above, but got a lot going on, boys. And today, producer Greg, can you hit that theme music? Live from the foundation, the hot box in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Boys, we are about to have a very long marathon. Hope you guys are ready. To my left, the man, the myth, the legend, our guru himself, Vacation Joseph.
Oh, dude, vacation mode is in full swing, brother. Full swing. We set the out of office status as soon as we left, and we are just ready to talk college football, ready to talk some teams that I'm going to put some faith in, and I know are ultimately going to let me down, but that's what the beauty of this is.
It really is.
Having fun with it, man. So,
to my right, Drew Rogers, our Vandy faithful.
Yeah. Somebody's got to hold it down. Biasly, I bet you can guess where their over/under is for this go around. But yeah, I'm excited to shit on some coaches who make millions of dollars today.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that we're all ready for is to question great coaches. None of us played any Division I football or actually any college football. And the closest one we have is the man from up north, from the satellite office, the foundation, somewhere in Eastern Tennessee, Malcolm Harris.
I was saying, I was looking over here and I was like, nobody played Division I football, but I was the best mellophone in the SEC, baby. Don't you ever?
Well, you're the only one that got on the field.
I was
so
on that
technically, you are a Division I athlete.
Come on now, yeah, appreciate it. I appreciate it. What's up, fellas?
Buddy, got a marathon ahead of us. Hope you're ready.
Oh, nah, we're very hydrated. I feel good, feel ready to go, and yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. This is gonna be a hell of a show. It always is, and we're gonna talk some talk.
Yeah, from the sidelines, back in the back, in a new spot, in a new role today, Greg Larner, baby, producer Greg.
He was Division I athlete adjacent.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Totally, perfect
for sure.
You were super close. I would have loved, and again, there's a lot of things, Mig, that you need to do on this podcast or for this podcast that we're all readily and really anticipating. But I would love to hear you like dust off the mellophone. I would love to hear you like a live rendition of Miggy playing the mellophone.
Bro, I've not played the mellophone in at least a decade.
Get those chops back.
I don't know what I would sound like today, but
you still have it?
No, it was like a brand new mellophone. It was issued by the university, but like I'm sure there's one I could find. I'm a trumpet player by trade. Did y'all know that?
I did not know that. That just made my dad loves you, but I think he loves you a little bit more because that man and my brother both played trumpet in college.
Really?
Yeah, trumpet is my primary instrument. Like I'm a phenomenal trumpet player.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that. Did you guys play instruments, Joseph? Drew?
Dude, no, I couldn't play a guitar or I couldn't play an instrument if a musician was playing it for me.
No way.
No way.
If AI develops where they can move your fingers, I still wouldn't be able to play.
It would just say cannot compute and just be like, yeah, dude, I'm out.
I'm out.
Did you, Chase?
Yeah.
No. My little brother, the best thing that I've always learned is like he has this really cool skill like where he can just drop in and play a piano anywhere. I've been so jealous of that since day one.
Shit.
He was the kid that actually went to the lessons. I think his grandma paid for him, and he was like, I'm actually going to go. We were like, nah, that's stupid. What was it back in the day? It was definitely everything was gay. That's what we thought. And I was like, and now I watch somebody play the piano, and I'm like, man, I would love that. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not laughing at that, bro.
Second through sixth grade, that's all anybody called anything that was bad. And I was like, dude, I wish if that wouldn't have been put on me at the time, and if I wouldn't have had such a fragile ego, I would have been a great piano player because it was offered, but I didn't take it.
Bro, if you had that jawline and the biceps and you could play piano, man, Gracie probably be 15 by now.
It's true. I'll tell you this: there was no jawline back then. It was very round. It was very round. Yeah. Here we go. Making the marathon pod even longer. We got SEC over unders. These lines are brought to you by FanDuel that we are not sponsored by, but that's where we got them from. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. We're gonna give 2 locks apiece is what we agreed upon.
2 locks.
What's our phrase for that called, Miggy?
It is. Oh my God, I forgot it. I forgot what the
can't miss call.
Can't miss call. I was like, I don't forgot what the fuck I said.
Yeah, I tried to softball it in for you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, can't miss call, man. So we get 2 of them on this list of SEC teams.
Yeah, that will be your locks.
This is hard.
It's so tough. You boys went with the full table, correct?
Yeah, I did every game.
Yep.
And so did Joseph.
Yep. Ended up making a full. Felt like a total Excel nerd today. Like, you ever seen those clips in the Excel national championships? That's what I felt like. I was cooking. My fingers were like smoking a little bit. And then I realized what I'd done. And I was like, I maybe care about this sport a little bit too much.
Maybe.
But, then again, I thought I don't need that kind of negativity. So, yeah, I poured my heart and soul into this table.
Yes. Not only is this brought to you by FanDuel, but mostly it's brought to you by Bears Cabinetry and Steel City Brand. Go shop those wonderful people. They have been too good to us, and we're hopefully can take care of them and take care of your cabinetry needs and some clothing needs. If you are anything like us and you're sweating your shirt off, you need some perfect tees. And I'll tell you what, Steel City Brand has some nice ones. Also, the Sweet Awesome Cap. I thought this was going to be heavy duty. It's a little lighter than I was expecting, which is very nice because I sweat through hats. And I don't know about you guys, but I still get adult acne from my head because I sweat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And we also have got Miggy's socks hanging up right next to you, Chase, too.
Oh, yes. Dude, camo socks, couldn't even see him. You couldn't even see him. Coming to collect.
Come on.
Big Kurt back in town. Kurt Cooks, also a fake sponsor of the podcast. But yeah, all right. So let's start. We're going to start from the bottom of the rung. This is every team under 5.5 on the projected wins.
Thanks.
We're going to go in order of Joseph, myself, Drew, and Malcolm. If we get off track, producer Greg is going to keep us on.
I'm here for you. I got you.
Yep. You just push us back on, buddy. What we're going to do, we're going to start with Mississippi State. The over-under for the year is 3.5. They have the second toughest schedule in the nation and the number 1 toughest schedule in the SEC per on 3. Start us off, Joseph.
Brother, I mean, with that intro, you kind of dashed my hopes a little bit because I went team by team for this, and I assigned a placeholder for each game, and I thought this is guaranteed win, guaranteed loss, and then like toss-up games that I thought, well, we don't really know a whole lot about these teams, but it could go either way. I came up with 3 guaranteed wins for Mississippi State. Those are at Southern Miss. They have Alcorn State at home, and they play Northern Illinois. Don't get me wrong. I almost considered Northern Illinois a toss-up game. So that's already 3. We're 1 game away. Can they steal? Can Jeff Lebby steal a game from somebody? Well, he's not stealing it from Tennessee. He's not stealing it from at Texas A&M. He's definitely not stealing it from at Florida. And my God, they might get run ruled against Texas. So that came down to like 2 games that were toss-up games between at Arkansas and Missouri. Missouri feels like just a big wild card this year. So can Jeff Lebby get one of those games? One of those games. So far, it hadn't looked great for Arkansas. They've been kind of down with Sam Pittman. They had the one good year that beat Texas. Everybody's like, oh, Arkansas is great. And it's like, well, you kind of return to regular Arkansas form. And then the Egg Bowl at the end of the year with Ole Miss. It's a rivalry game, so I didn't want to totally count them out. I did go ahead and give the win to Ole Miss. So it came down to Arkansas, Missouri. I think they'll be able to steal one of those games, boys.
Wow.
I think they'll be able to get one. And you know what? Jeff Lebby Don't let me down, brother. I am taking the over with Mississippi State.
Whoa.
4 games, boys. We need 4 games. 3 of them are layups. Can we just get one? Can we not go 0-8 in the SEC again? We did it last year. Can we go 1-7? And we're over. I'm putting a lot of faith in a pretty bad football team, but you know what? Sometimes you got to roll the dice.
Okay. I'll be honest. I put at Southern Miss as the maybe.
I don't fault you for that.
It's just because it's there. You know, it's like it's weird. Week ones are very strange. The Arizona State game, obviously not. Alcorn State, Northern Illinois locks. I just have no idea where they find the other one. I'm going to go ahead and give it the old stamp.
Oh, here it is.
The can't misser.
Whoa.
Is the under Mississippi State 3.5. Guarantee it. Put it down. This is going to be one of the worst teams we've ever watched in the SEC.
It's the first pick.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, I couldn't wait for that one. I thought about it this morning. Was drawing it up a little bit, and I was like, yep, I think this is going to be my lock. I didn't know we were going to truly do locks this morning, but now here we are.
Wow.
Send it out early, boys. I have no
Wow.
idea what my other one is yet.
I respect it. I respect it.
Wow. I really don't want to follow that with what I went with, but so I'm glad you touched on the Arizona State game. Because I have Mississippi State winning that game.
Oh,
brother.
Yeah. I'm really sick of watching teams like Arizona State have one good year and then get crowned, and then they think that they can come to the South and they think that they can do exactly what they did last year. That Arizona State team, I watched them sneak by Texas State last year. I watched them sneak by a few teams. I really like their coach, whose name is escaping me. I know it's
Kenny Dillingham.
Kenny Dillingham. I really like him. But I'm not gonna lie. I have Mississippi State starting out 4-0.
What?
And then I don't have them winning another game.
Okay. All right.
So with all that being said, Mississippi State, I have the over. I could not feel worse about it. I don't think they win a game in the SEC, but I gave them the Arizona State game because it's just early enough in the year to where Arizona State, who has to travel from Arizona, which is about as geographically far as it gets from Mississippi. If you think about it, it's kind of in the middle of the south of. I have Mississippi State sneaking that one out. They're going to sneak into the receiving votes territory after they win like 17-11 against Northern Illinois. And then they will lose every game handily except for every game. Yeah,
Every game. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, the Arkansas games in Fayetteville. I don't know.
I couldn't give that to. Yeah.
Can I? Well, I love that you're on the same train with me, and dude, I mean, we're gonna ride this Mississippi State train. Like we're ready. Can I dash your hopes a little bit?
Probably. Yeah.
So, according to CBS, Arizona State is the number 1 team in returning production. They have 17 returning starters.
Yep.
Now I don't know how good their 2 deep's going to be, but they have Sam Levitt and they have Jordan Tyson back.
I saw all that.
I mean, that's a lot of cowbell voodoo. If we're
look, I went through the schedule and I had to find places where I could have fun stuff happen because the SEC's loaded. They're
loaded.
Like really good. And I don't want to get off on this first team, but they're really good. So I chose here on something that probably won't matter by week 5. So yeah, there you go.
Malcolm Harris.
Yes, sir. Mississippi State. Can we both have a can't miss call?
Yeah.
Buddy, I don't even think they're going to be Alcorn State. They're going to go over, bro.
Let's go.
They are ass.
First
They are
overtime.
ass. They are a 2-pack of ass. I don't care if a Mississippi State fan is mad at me. You can cut this clip. I could really care less. Buddy, Dak Prescott is not walking through that door. Jeff Simmons is in Nashville acting like he didn't even go to Mississippi State. Bro, let's just look at the first 4 weeks. At Southern Miss is going to be a fight. Arizona State is going to 21 bone those boys. Alcorn State is in Mississippi. Those boys have nothing to lose and are probably pissed that they did not get off by Mississippi State. And then you have a Northern Illinois team that beat the national champion that should have been Notre Dame last year. fellas, Tennessee is around that corner at Texas A&M. They might even lose the bye week after Texas A&M. All right,
Week dog.
2 locks.
at Florida, Texas, at Arkansas, and then Georgia and Kirby around the corner. Then you're at Missouri, and then, oh yeah, a pissed off Lane Kiffin. Dog, this is the lock of the week, man. They ain't winning 4 games. I'm done.
Love it. Love it. That was perfect for Mississippi State. Oh, wonderful. All right. Vandy. This was really tough for me.
This one, I gave some thought to because I have a soft spot in my heart for Diego Pavia, but then he went and he said some things about Alabama, and I thought, brother, listen, you're not just playing Auburn. Like, there's more than one team in the state of Alabama. So just to give them the wins, I got Charleston Southern, Georgia State, Utah State. That's 3 right there. We got to get 2. They're toss-up games for me. At Virginia Tech, they got Missouri at home, and they got Kentucky at home. I don't know how good Virginia Tech's going to be this year. I'm going to be honest with you. I have a soft spot in my heart for that team. I really hope Virginia Tech I've wanted them to ascend in the ACC and become somebody that can challenge Clemson. I think it'd be awesome for the sport if Virginia Tech just got really good at football. Plus, with the Enter Sandman intro, like every year we open that, and then Virginia Tech just falls on their face. We need that to have we need that to carry weight. We need that intro to carry weight. So until it does, I'm going to give the win to Vandy.
Whoa.
And Diego
Okay.
Pavia.
All right.
So that's 4. We're at 4. And then can you split Missouri and Kentucky? Can you win one of those games? Yeah. Boys, I'm going to go ahead and give you a sneak peek. I think Kentucky might be one of the worst teams. When you're reaching out and you're starting Zach Calzada, I know you got Kendrick Law from Alabama, but you're starting Zach Calzada, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're putting your hopes and dreams into. I'm going over with Vandy, and I think they get the 5th win against Kentucky. So,
I'm
not stamping it. I don't like Diego that much.
Yeah.
No, I'm not stamping it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something here. I'm going to switch this.
You going to change it?
I want to switch it.
You want me to go while you're changing it?
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm going to think about this. I may not be for sure here.
All right. So this is going to be one of my locks, just off pure fandom alone. I'm going to go over 4.5, and I like Joseph's train of thought. I took a good long look at the non-conference. They're going to lose that Virginia Tech game. They barely won the last one, and it took all of that broken under construction stadium powers to do so. They're going to lose that Virginia Tech game, but they are going to beat South Carolina early.
I forgot.
They are going to beat South Carolina. It's another one of those that it doesn't really make any sense. But I think that's kind of where this team thrives. It's early. It's the offense. I mean, really, and the key for me is Vanderbilt will go 3-9 if this offense is just a gimmick. If teams have a year to prepare for it, if they are able to watch it and say, okay, we're gonna fill this hole. If he goes here, we're gonna put somebody always on the edge to spy Pavia, and then we're gonna shut down that option. It's not gonna work. Pavia's jump pass, whatever that is, we're done with that. But they return a lot of important guys, especially on the offensive side of the ball, which is where this team is going to make its bones. Vanderbilt has never and will never be a defensive team. They will never hang their hat on that side of the ball. And most of the important players are back. Cedric Alexander, Eli Stowers. I had Vanderbilt at 7-5. Again, that's a little bias, and I will say this team has potential to go 3-9. They really do.
Yeah.
They could lose every single SEC game and Virginia Tech. My guaranteed losses in the SEC: Tennessee, Texas, LSU, Alabama. All 4 of those, they have no chance. And you said Pavia said some things about the state of Alabama. Well, he also decided to say some things about the state that he currently resides in, the state of Tennessee. But go Commodores. That's my lock. Over 4.5.
You're locking that?
Locking it.
Oh,
can't miss call. Lock it in.
Okay.
Can't miss call. All right. I backtracked my backtrack. I'm going. So, Southern Utah State automatics. They did lose to Georgia State last year, so I'm gonna put that as maybe. I forgot I already did have them possibly beating Kentucky. But I'm not going to do that either. I think they're going to get 3. I don't think they're going to beat at Virginia Tech at night. They're not the most talented teams in the world. I'm just going to take hostile environment. That's going to be really hard. That's going to be really hard. I don't know where they get to 5. I don't know where they get to 5. I'll be honest, like this Party Boy Pavia, like that man's out everywhere. Awesome year. It was a lot of fun, but a whole off season of that stuff. It's going to be really tough to do it again. That magic's hard to recreate. I just don't know if he can do it, man.
Definitely.
I'm going under. There might be 4. They're probably going to steal something from somebody. Like I think they lose to Kentucky, but they'll beat Missouri or Auburn. They'll get one of those. Like they'll probably get 2, 4, maybe 3 is what I imagine for sure. I think they're for sure going to get Georgia State this year. It's like, hey, all right. But Kentucky, Missouri, Auburn, Virginia Tech, I don't know if you can get 2 of those. Going under, Vandy under.
Ouch.
Sorry, bub. Malcolm Harris.
The Vanderbilt Commodores led by halfway house version of Johnny Manziel. Okay. Let's look at this schedule. There is no way in hell this team will go over. And if they do, Diego Pavia deserves to be in New York at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. And I mean that in the worst way possible. There are 6 losses that I see immediately at Tennessee, at Texas, LSU, at Alabama, at South Carolina, and at Virginia Tech. I do not think there is a way that this will happen. Yeah, I'm going under just off the sheer fact that I just don't believe it. They're going to have to show me. I will eat my words completely. Do I think Diego Pavia is really talented? Yes, but also this schedule is hell. Like all these away games are really badly timed, and I don't see a way. So give me the under. This is not going to be my getting this call though.
Yeah, back-to-back Virginia Tech and South Carolina.
That's dirty, bro. That's dirty.
It's a hard schedule, and it's made harder by the fact that they were very, very kind to them last year by having Texas and Alabama in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, the same love is not reciprocated.
Yeah.
So I have them winning Missouri and Auburn. I can definitely see a world where they lose both those games, though, and Vanderbilt is right back to the bottom, even below Mississippi State. I'll be honest. I just don't have a lot of faith in this team, especially. Man, the defense is rough. It really is. I looked at it and there's some returners, there's some linebackers to hang your hat on.
But you like Clark Lee though. You do.
I love Clark Lee. He's a Vanderbilt guy. I think he'll be there for a long time. But I think the Pavia thing was really fun, and now I think it's time. This year is the year that you maximize on that with the recruiting. You recruit early, often. You nail those guys down in the first 2 weeks. You get them to. Better get them to sign.
Yeah.
But this team is still going to, they always do. They're going to get eaten up on the boundary. The pressure is going to be, it's going to be better this year. I won't let it. There is some good things there, but yeah, this team is going to struggle in all the ways that they normally struggle in. The question is, what did you call him? Halfway house Johnny Manziel?
Halfway house Johnny Manziel.
Can he come through? That's it. That's if you believe in him. Then they go over.
Yeah. I mean, it's that magic's just tough. And they ran 4 plays last year.
Yeah, it's not a deep. It's an option playbook.
That's it.
It's a sophisticated option playbook, but it's run out of it's basically run out of the pistol, which is
it's very
hard to disguise anything. And then they run the fullback around. They run it out of the U. I know, but still, yeah, that's all I got. I could talk about it forever.
I know. We'll get there. Kentucky, 4.5.
Contrary to the way I've started the pod, I am not picking the over for everybody. I am picking the under for Kentucky. I'm not going to keep it a mystery. I have 3 wins on here that I see as guaranteed wins. They are Toledo, Eastern Michigan, and Tennessee Tech. Again, I stated it. You are relying on Zach Calzada. I don't know how well that's going to go for you. you might be able to catch Ole Miss early because Ole Miss is replacing a lot of starters on defense. So we don't know what that team's going to look like. It's Austin Simmons is a brand new starter. So I don't know what to quite expect from Ole Miss. So you might be able to catch them if you're Kentucky, but I'm not going to bet on it. I don't think you'll beat at South Carolina. Then you're going to Georgia. Then you got a bye week. And then you play what is just an absolute hell of a stretch. You play Texas at home. You play Tennessee at home. Then you go at Auburn, and you got Florida at home before you get Tennessee Tech and finish with at Vandy and at Louisville. Back-to-back road games to end the season. I don't think Kentucky gets it done because looking at the schedule, you already have to steal one of these games to get to 4. Say you do steal the Ole Miss game, all right? Then you could get to 4 wins. You're going to beat at South Carolina and at Georgia in back-to-back weeks. You're going to rip off a win between Texas, Tennessee, at Auburn, and Florida? No, I don't think so. I'm going under for Kentucky, 4.5.
All right. I believe in Stoops. I believe in Stoops to get to 5. I will say the same locks: Eastern Michigan, Toledo, and then Tennessee Tech. As I mentioned, I think they beat Vanderbilt. So you got to steal one, and then Kentucky's just the perfect team to steal one of these stupid games at Louisville, rivalry week at the end. Florida, maybe Tennessee. God, that'd piss me off, but it would be right on track. One of those is stolen, and it's gonna be dumb, and they're gonna win 17-12 against one of those teams. And you're like, wow, Kentucky wound up winning that freaking game. They're terrible, and they're gonna get one of those home games. So somehow, some way, Stoops is gonna do it. It's gonna be a barely over. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about this team. They lost all of their offensive playmakers. Literally all of them are gone from last year. They don't return a single important piece from that team last year. Sumo Karmbang is gone.
Sumo Kongbang?
Is that
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
Braxton Key, gone.
Barry Brown and
Barry
Dane
Brown,
Key.
Dane Key.
But like, do you want to
Yeah.
return that team?
But those are important.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I get your point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get your point. I struggled to give them the win in Toledo.
Really?
I did.
Yeah.
It was the way that you guys struggled with Southern Miss for Mississippi State. I sat there and I stared at it because it felt eerily similar to me to the South Carolina Old Dominion game last year, where South Carolina struggled with that Old Dominion team for the entirety of that game. It was just early enough. That was the thing. That Old Dominion team was nowhere close to that South Carolina team, but South Carolina didn't know who they were yet.
Yeah.
They had no clue. I suspect the same of Kentucky, but I did give them the win at Toledo. Again, I don't have much to say because I had them winning the same games you guys did, or that Joseph did. As far as Stoops, I do believe in that because I have a friend who's a Cats fan. He says all the time Stoops will do whatever he can just to not get fired. He'll lose all these terrible games, and then he'll creep up to the line and he'll beat Florida, and then that buys him another 2 years. But no, that is not this year. It's time for Stoops to go. Kentucky's going 3-9 under, but not a can't miss call.
Do we have the same friend that's a Kentucky fan?
I don't think so.
I feel like my boys that are Kentucky fans all say the same thing, man. They're like, yeah, he'll do just enough to not get fired, and he won't leave.
Yeah, that's the Stoops way. He's standing in the way of what could be a really fun like SEC team that nobody's really thought of as a powerhouse before in football. They've been really good at basketball. They've been good at some other things, but yeah, Stoops does not care. He will keep that job till the day he dies. But in my version of reality, he's not keeping it this year.
Malcolm Harris.
Mark Stoops, man. I'm gonna keep it brief. It ain't happening. This guy, it's up. I think you guys have said the games: Toledo, Eastern Michigan, Texas. Tennessee Tech. But the thing is, if he was playing, there's going to be a team, right? It's going to be Tennessee, Texas, or Florida, and they're going to lose this game like 28-24. There's going to be one of those three. They're going to give an absolute scare to somebody. So I have them at 3.5 wins, meaning that is a win in my book. It's a half a win because he didn't win the game, but damn, did you try?
He actually get the half.
No.
Yeah,
Push.
so it's a push for me, but nah, man, this team's awful. I agree with Drew 100%. zero confidence in Mark Stoops to lead this football program, which they should recruit so well. Lexington is beautiful, and they better be glad that basketball is like the crown jewel of Lex, because this, I mean, he's hiding, and people don't know how bad Kentucky football is. They're gonna find out this year. So under.
How many years did that 2021 season buy him?
Mark Stoops.
Yeah.
Was that
10
was when they
year.
beat Penn State in the
Yeah.
Citrus Bowl?
Yeah,
with
they
like
had the 10 wins.
Yeah,
10-3.
that probably bought him 5.
It bought him a
They-
contract, bro.
Yeah.
Because they've lost in both the bowl games the 2 years prior to last year, and then you have 4-8.
Yeah.
Dang,
Dude, they
man.
looked better when they were trotting out Lynn Bowden Jr. to play quarterback.
It's bad.
They're trotting out a receiver to play quarterback,
Yeah.
and they look better than they did last year.
I don't think I've ever seen a college quarterback just walk away from the game. Now, was
True.
was that Mark Stoops telling him you're done, you'll never play again? Because he was terrible. Brock Vandagriff was one of my least favorite watches last year. But I just don't think it's a good omen when your college quarterback retires after his true freshman year. He was done.
It's just not a good sign.
He was one of the people too that had the dark horse good quarterback thing going on. Probably got a lot of love, and then I don't know if the ego got to him and they ate a lot of crow because he was, it was rough.
Vandagriff was a former 5-star guy.
Yeah,
He was committed to Oklahoma for a while. Played at Prince Avenue, which is down close to Athens. Ended up flipping to Georgia, and then just couldn't crack the starting job.
yeah.
Like, so it's one of those things where you like finally get your chance, and I know it's Kentucky, so you probably weren't expecting much, but you get your chance and it does not go the way you want it to.
Yeah, and there was always still a little bit of belief. You're like, if you're an SEC quarterback, you still have a lot of confidence, I'm sure, in yourself. So it's like, we can do it. We can do it. So Arkansas, 5.5, gentlemen. Go ahead.
Oh, brother. Okay. So let's just start off with the guaranteed wins. I gave them Alabama A&M, Arkansas State. They're at Memphis, which is weird. I don't know why they're going to Memphis, but, I gave them that one too. The Ole Miss game was a up in the air game for me. If they manage to get that, they're at 4. Let's say Ole Miss is kind of rough because it's early on too. Again, that kind of goes back to talking about Kentucky. Ole Miss, they're starting a new quarterback, replacing a lot of guys on defense. So say Arkansas does manage to win that game. I didn't give it to them, but that'd put them at 4. Then you play Notre Dame. You got a bye week, and you go at Tennessee, Texas A&M, Auburn, and Mississippi State. If you'll remember, I gave Mississippi State the win in that game to get them over. So I'm giving Arkansas the loss. That puts them at 4-4, 4-5. If they do manage to win against Ole Miss, then you finish the season with at LSU, at Texas, and Missouri. Again, I don't know exactly what Missouri is going to be this year. We'll have to see how good Bo Perbula is. But I gave that win to Missouri. And because of that, I'm going on the under for Arkansas. Under 5.5. Sorry, Sam Pittman, but anytime you want to come back to Athens, brother, we'll take you. We'll take you back. Come on home.
Sam is the perfect coordinator, and that's where he belongs. And that's where he will be probably pretty soon. Alabama and A&M, Arkansas State, Mississippi State. Guaranteed wins. Where the hell do you get the other 3? I don't think they're going to beat Memphis at home. This is back-to-back 10-win season, Memphis. I don't know. Arkansas was the one that just because of the schedule, they might be a better team than some of these others at the bottom of this pit that we have. Because this is not a very good list that we've just started out with, boys. This is not a very good football list. So they might be a better team, but they're going to lose a lot more games. I really see this might be. I think this is a 3-win team. And it sucks because they're probably better than Kentucky and Mississippi State, but they might have the same record or worse.
They're projected to start 3 transfers on the offensive line, and then they're replacing all 3 of their starting receivers with transfers.
It's true.
That's crazy. And they got, where did the quarterback?
Taylor Green?
Yes.
Yeah.
This might be one of the most talented. I mean, when you look on these lists,
dude,
Talon's everywhere.
If this was like wow factor, like if we were doing over under on firework plays, I'd take on Taylor Green.
Yeah.
Because he's fun to watch. But
he turns the ball over
like
crazy now. But
his decision making is is that of like a rookie Lamar Jackson. Not that he's anywhere close to the player that Lamar is or the play extender, but man, some of these things that he chooses to do are just like, well, why did you? It's the talent getting in the way of the decision making. Like, oh, I can make that because I'm that good.
Feels like this got me out of this play in high school.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah.
you can't do that here, brother.
Yeah.
You're the most athletic person on the field at all times. Then,
Which I that makes sense with the Lamar comp, because like early Lamar in the NFL is like, this got me out of this in college. It's like, okay,
welcome to the NFL.
Yep.
Well, gentlemen, I'd see you're under. I have an over here.
whoa.
Yeah, it's gonna seem like I'm just picking the opposite of what you two are doing, or what everybody else is doing. But I do have an over here. I really struggled not to get this team over. I actually tried to put this team under, and I got them to 7. I got them to 7 wins this year.
Okay. Who's your 7?
And I have them losing to Ole Miss and Notre Dame. I have them losing to Texas A&M, LSU, and Texas. But here's the thing. I'm not going to underestimate what Arkansas did to Tennessee last year. I look at that as kind of like a monkey on the back game. And I think it's going to take Tennessee a few years to ditch that. I think that was an awful loss. And I know how Tennessee works in these scenarios. They don't vanquish demons. They let the demons hang around for a little bit before they switch coaching staffs, and then they beat them. So yeah, I got to 7-5. I had them Memphis, Arkansas State, Alabama A&M, Tennessee, Auburn, Mississippi State, and Missouri. Again, I don't really know. You can give them either the Missouri or Auburn game, and I wouldn't know any better. But yeah, that I like Taylor Green a lot, and I agree is a perfect coordinator and should not be a head coach. But I actually kind of liked what he did last year. I didn't mind a lot of what he did. I liked his interviews a lot. He gave a really good one at UAB. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that Arkansas.
Malcolm Harris. Razorbacks.
Taylor Green and the Arkansas Razorbacks have been on my mind. And I'm just going to be honest. I have this as an over. If I was playing College Football 26 on my PlayStation. This team is going to suck. I'm sorry. Taylor Green, he plays football like he is a dope dealer in the day, but he's very athletic. I'm sorry. Everybody needs to say it. Sam Pittman, brother, go home to Georgia and get you a $2 million a year and stop, man. Like, this team easily could start 1-3. Easily. Like, Arkansas State, don't let brick by brick Butch Jones fool you. Them boys are going to play hard. I know they're going to start 2-3 because Notre Dame, and then you have an open date. Tennessee. Can I just put something in perspective for you guys? Josh Heupel, and we'll come back to Tennessee in a little bit. Josh Heupel has lost 5 games at home in 4 years since 2021. He's lost 5 games at home. That shit's not happening. I'm sorry. A&M, that's a loss. Auburn, I think Hugh Freeze is going to play like his job is on the line because it is. You can give him Mississippi State. At LSU is going to be a death by a million cuts. At Texas, same thing. And Mizzou, yes, it's a rivalry game. That's a toss-up, but there's no way. This line is wrong, and this is an under for me. Smash block.
Let's take a quick timeout, full timeout from the episode here. And let's talk a little bit about our sponsors. A local Chattanooga staple since 2016, Barra's Cabinet Refinishing has been your go-to spot for custom cabinets in the scenic city, with owner Alan Barra having 25 years of experience. From cabinet refinishing that breathes new life into your existing cabinetry to cabinet refacing and modifications that transform and optimize your space. The people over at Barra's simply deliver the goods, just like your boy Kirby Smart, Joseph, on a Saturday, as they give exceptional results tailored to your exact needs. So, for a winning team that's always got your back in cabinetry, trust Barra's, the official sponsor of Chatt It Up Sports. Head over to their website, barrascabinetrefinishing.com, to get your free estimate today. And if you mention Chatt It Up Sports, our guy Alan will hook you up with a 5% off your job. Do it now. Thank us later. Barra's Cabinet Refinishing, the official cabinets of Chatt It Up Sports.
Oklahoma. 6.5.
This is a fun team.
This is
It's a
fun
real
team.
fun
It
team.
is.
So we're finally getting into like teams that I feel like I have a little bit more confidence in, and guaranteed wins. I gave Illinois State. They're at Temple. Oklahoma goes
Yeah.
to Temple.
What is
in
that?
week
Yeah.
3.
It's like
I don't know.
Missouri
They-
went to
yeah.
UMass last
Yeah,
year. What's going on?
Why is this
Because
happening?
Oklahoma went to Tulsa last year.
Sure. Well, either way, they're going to go to Temple and they're going to get a win. I gave them the Auburn game. Then they play Kent State. Then it's the Red River rivalry with Texas. They play at South Carolina, Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Alabama, Missouri, and LSU. The guaranteed losses, I think, were Texas, at Alabama, and LSU. Their toss-up game for me was at Tennessee. If that game was at home, I probably would have been more like I would have probably already chalked it up as a win. But man, I actually think Oklahoma is going to be pretty good this year. I think they kind of nailed it with John Mateer and getting his coordinator back, Brent Arbuckle from Washington State. They got Jade Knott, who's one of my favorite running backs in college football. He was great at Cal. Brent Venables is calling the defense now. I think Oklahoma is in win now mode. Not necessarily win a national championship, but you got to win
Progress.
You've got to win 8 or more games. And because of that, I'm taking the over here. I think they're going to get at Tennessee. The only guaranteed losses I have are LSU, at Alabama, and Texas. If they can find a way to steal one of those, that gets them to 10. I'm taking the over with Oklahoma, man.
I'm going to do the same. Illinois State, Temple, Kent State, all W's. Feel decent about Missouri and Auburn. So there's your 5. Now you got to get 2. And I hate to say it, man. This is probably going to be a little predictor, but I think they get at Tennessee. I actually think they get Michigan. And they probably get one more of Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, South Carolina.
Same. That was
because the Texas thing, like, again, and we're going to mention this probably 100 times, all differently a piece, and I'm sure Miggy's got the same thing. It's like these rivalry games, I can't give Texas. I mean, I've seen bad Texas teams beat like Baker, Oklahoma teams. You know,
it's in Dallas.
It's
not
It's
in
Cotton Bowl,
Austin.
dude.
Yeah,
anything can happen.
It's so weird down there. It's at 11 a.m. It's
no, they moved it.
They did move it.
They moved it. Unfortunately, it's a 2:30 game now because ESPN got it. They moved it to midday.
Oh, that's right.
At what point will you consider Oklahoma, Texas an SEC rivalry? Because I will never.
Can't do it.
probably.
It's like an outlier to itself now.
Yeah, to me, that's kind of one of those like outlier rivalries where it doesn't matter what conference they're in. It's Oklahoma, Texas. It'd be like if Michigan and Ohio State changed conferences or Auburn, Alabama changed conferences. It's like this rivalry goes deeper than whatever your conference affiliation is. This is it's Oklahoma, Texas. Yeah. It's the Red River rivalry. So it's like, it'll always be that. It's always been that. It'll be the Red River rivalry.
Yeah, I believe.
Or sorry, Red River shootout. I said that wrong.
No.
Red River shootout.
Rivalry.
Shootout. Red River shootout.
I will say that Mateer is going to be awesome. I think it's actually very similar to the Pavia situation, bringing your coordinator. Mateer is probably just a little bit better. This Washington State situation, I don't know if they can keep floating these like studs that transfer and we're going to put up crazy numbers, but I don't think Venables is the right guy to be Oklahoma again. Like, you're not going to be Lincoln Riley versions of Oklahoma and probably like get into the playoffs with Venables. But I think this is the best package you could get for Venables. I think this is actually going to be like the ceiling. I think this is an 8 out of the ballpark 9-win team. That's going to be the best he can do, and it's going to look really nice. It's going to hold him a job for a couple of years, but then you're like, no, that's the best we can do. Like, I think this is probably like those Auburn years, unless you luck into Cam Newton, you're probably not getting over 9 wins.
That's a great comparison.
So this is the version of that's the best he can do, and it's going to be fine. You're going to keep your job, and you're probably going to get one of these Texas wins. Might be a good year to steal out Texas. I don't think so, but I think it's going to be I think we're going to get Mateer getting a lot of the public love in that Texas game because Arch is going to be so popular. We're going to get bored of Arch and annoyed just because of how much you're going to hear his name. You're not going to dislike the person that's Arch, but you're going to dislike hearing that name. So Mateer's going to be like, oh, that's that guy that, he should have had him. That's what I think this team's going to be. I love it. I don't know if I can lock it, but I love it.
Gentlemen, I am I'm so happy that we all agree on this one. Man, I thought I was going to be the only one on Oklahoma Island.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I really thought that it was going to be me, myself, and I. Chase, you know this. John Mateer and the Washington State Cougars bankrolled me weeks 2 through 5. Man, the
Boy,
books
we
did not
were-
adjust for the Pac-2.
They did not.
And I see the same thing here. I am actually a little more down on Mateer than most people. But then I did the exercise of where I compared him to most SEC quarterbacks. He came out ahead in a lot of cases, actually.
Yeah.
So I have Oklahoma at 7-5. I couldn't get them to 8-4, but I think they're going to be a damn good 7-5 team. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that they're going to be scary week in and week out. Even though I have them losing 5 games in a row, I still I took the over, and I'm not going to lock it like you. I can't just because it's Oklahoma.
I couldn't lock it. I couldn't lock it yet. I mean, that stretch is brutal.
So the 5 games I had them losing in a row are Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and then I had them losing off the bye week at Alabama. But man, I would not be surprised if they grabbed 2 of those. I really wouldn't,
That's
and
how I
I
feel,
wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised if they trip up early against Michigan and Auburn because I have them winning both of those. I really wouldn't. Nothing with this team would shock me. But I would be surprised if they lose more than 6 games. That's the only thing that would surprise me about this version of Oklahoma. I'm so glad you mentioned Ott. I really like him. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about him. I think he's going to fit in really well. And like you said, Venables, probably not the guy to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if he hangs around Oklahoma a long time, even as a defensive coordinator, as somebody like that kind of gets moved out, transitions out. I was trying to think of like a similar situation. I couldn't really think of one.
Can you think of anything? Like,
has
there been a slide down?
From like coach to coordinator?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I couldn't either. But
There probably is one, but
Yeah,
there's something to be said with how big an investment they made in him, and that's kind of what I think will kind of keep him going, especially if they get to 9-3, man.
Oh
With
yeah,
that
that's the thing. Is like
schedule,
that's
around playoff.
What does that buy you nowadays? That probably buys you 2 years, realistically. Like unless you're at Kentucky, like at Oklahoma. I mean, if you go, 9 wins, you can't go less than 7. But yeah, it essentially buys you at least a year and a half.
Yeah,
Which that's a good living out there, man.
Yeah.
Sooners love you. Malcolm Harris, how do you feel about the people out in Norman?
Oh, I'm sorry. I fell asleep because we were talking about a 5-7 football team, bro. What are we talking about? What are we talking about, bro?
Wow.
What are we talking about? These boys are. I'm sorry. I will stay on an island by myself, 10 toes down. They are going to beat Illinois State. They're going to lose to Michigan in a Bryce coming out party. Temple, they're going to win. Auburn, they're going to win. Everybody's like, you know what? They look good. They're going to get ranked at Kent State, and they're going to start 4-1 as they go into the Red River Shootout. And then Arch Manning is going to be like, hey, I'm sorry I got to do this to you, but it's going to happen. So from there, Lenore Sellers is going to come to town. Then they host the Lane Train, and then this is what I don't want to happen. But Tennessee is going to smack that ass against the Oklahoma Sooners because Josh Heupel, when I tell you, he held so much restraint when he went to Norman, he could have ran up the check and dined and dashed, but he chose not to. And then there's another open date. And then, damn, we got to play an 18-year-old Ryan Williams. And then we got to play Eli Drinkowitz, who I know is going to be desperate. And then we have to play, to me, one of the most talented rosters in college football, the LSU Tigers. Guys, I don't see them getting over 6 wins. This is a 5-7. And I hate to say this, Josh Heupel will be on their short list to become that head coach because he has beat them in back-to-back seasons.
I sure hope not, my friend. I sure hope not. Dadgummit, Mickey, don't say things like that. Why do you now I'm on my head thinking about if we lose Heupel, what the heck do we go to next?
Well, it is a very realistic possibility because I saw the look in his eyes when Nico Iamaleava gave him that football. Some shit means more than just money, and this is his spot. And nobody wants to say it, and I'll say it. If Venables has a bad season, they're going to do everything it takes to poach Josh Heupel. They will.
You're going to do a lot. Yeah. Hope that doesn't happen because they're going to go 8-4. So, sorry. Florida, 6.5. This is probably the most hyped up team of the offseason.
Most divisive.
Yes. Yeah, that's the better word for it. Most divisive team.
Definitely.
I'd say divisive. Yeah, that's good. And I would say Oklahoma is probably one of the more, because I feel like there's a lot of hype on John Mateer specifically. I guess there's hype on John Mateer. If we're talking about hype teams, it's LSU. What they're bringing back.
Yeah,
people are expecting a lot from LSU, but we'll get to LSU later. Malcolm, I need you to maybe plug your ears for a minute. Boys, I got Florida going over 6.5. Guaranteed wins. I got Long Island. I got South Florida. I think they're going to beat Miami. I just don't know how. I don't know what to expect from Carson and Miami. I know Ruben Bain's an absolute monster, but I think Florida's going to find a way. I got them losing to Texas. I got them beating Mississippi State. I got them beating at Kentucky. I got them beating at Ole Miss. I got them beating Tennessee because that's in the swamp. And then I got them beating Florida State. And without even going through my toss-up games or the other guaranteed loss, that's 7 right there.
Yep.
So they're already at the over. At LSU, that Florida-LSU rivalry is weird, man. It's one of my favorite parts of the year, though, to watch Peter Burns and Chris Doering do their, bet on SEC Network for it.
Yeah.
And it's about time Florida got another one. So it's going to be a toss-up game. I gave them Texas as a loss, a guaranteed loss. I gave them a toss-up game with Texas A&M. And another toss-up game is Georgia. They're coming out of the bye week. That's the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
It's the perfect time
They looked good against Georgia last year.
Yep.
It's been a minute since Florida. Kyle Trask was the last time Florida beat Georgia. So I think they could be competitive in that game.
They put the Yale guy.
Wow.
What?
They played the Yale guy in the Georgia game last
They
year?
did, yeah. DJ Lagway got hurt. Yeah, he hyperextended his hamstring or something like that.
Yeah, that's correct.
I think,
bro.
maybe.
I thought he was done.
I thought he was done for the season. I thought he had tore his hamstring. But yeah, I really think that could be a toss-up game for Florida. So, I mean, if they can steal maybe that at LSU or at Texas A&M or the Georgia game, that gets them to 8 if they win all these others. I think DJ Lagway is really good. I think Florida's going to be pretty good this year. So I'm going over 6.5.
I will match you, Joseph. I think this is my lock. I think no, I'm not doing that yet.
Oh,
I can't
say, is it official?
Ooh.
I'm not doing it. I can't make that one because I think I have the exact same 7. I think the LIU, USF, Mississippi State, Miami, UK, Tennessee, Florida State. I think those are just feel pretty damn good about those. And then I'm with you, man. LSU, I'm slightly down on them. The Florida Georgia game is weird, and Ole Miss, they're getting one or two of those. I'll be honest. I love Lagway, and as many people have seen the picture of him and Anthony Richardson together, Lagway is a monster. Lagway is 6-1 as a starter. The guy's a stud. I don't think the stats show this oh wow factor yet, but I do think he's going to have an oh wow factor, and they bring back a lot of returning talent, and they bring back a lot of production. This is going to be a good Florida team. I hate it. They're going to get the win over Tennessee again because it's one of those things. Until you do it, I can't pick it. I want to be a Tennessee homer, but I can't do it anymore. So yeah, Florida's going to get the over, and I'm not doing it. I'm not going to log it. Go ahead, Drew.
Tell you guys a short story. In 2021, I was a broke college student, and there was this new thing on Robinhood called Dogecoin that you could invest in. And I was super, super, super with the, $11 I had in my checking account, bullish on Dogecoin. And that's kind of how I feel about this Florida team. I am so bullish on this team, and I will not be surprised one bit when the bottom falls out and I lose all my money.
Yep.
But yeah, Florida is going, according to me, is going to win 9 games this year. I
Do you have the same 7?
I do have the same 7. And then I'm sorry.
It was
read your 7 again.
Yeah. LIU, USF, Mississippi State, Miami, Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida State.
I do have that.
And then what are your other 2?
I'm really not proud of this, but I have them grabbing back-to-backs at Texas and Texas A&M. I just kept getting
Wow. That is not the 2 I was expecting.
New governor of Texas,
Yeah.
DJ Lagway.
Yeah,
Damn.
I just kept getting FOMO of missing out of this DJ Lagway hype train. I love the kid. I think Florida was so bad early with Graham Mertz, it kind of threw a lot of people off the scent of how good DJ Lagway was in the second half of the year. The way most people feel about how Lenore's Sellers finish is the way I feel about Lagway finishing. To get them to 6-6 last year, I mean, they're playing the same schedule. They're just going at in different directions.
I think a little bit. Yeah, they're going in different directions, and I think this schedule, the talent's dropped just a touch.
Definitely. And definitely not playing Cam Ward in week 4. And I think they played them in week 1 last year. Year. It's going to help them a lot.
Awesome
Now, this is a total asterisk, and why I say I'm not surprised the bottom falls out. If Lagway gets hurt, they're screwed. They're done.
Yeah.
They're done.
Yeah.
Like, he is the team. But, man, I haven't seen a 5-star recruit stay with his school and be excited to be at a school like Lagway and I'll talk about Arch later. But I'm thrilled to see what happens. They go 5-7. It might be considered still a pretty good year. If the schedule is that hard, I'm a Billy Napier. I'm in there, dude. I'm a fanboy. I like him. He is.
You and me both. Drew.
Yeah, Greg.
You and me both, Drew.
He's
We're
big
in
Napier
on
guy.
Billy Napier. That's my guy.
He is a good coach. He really is. Some of the stuff that he thought of last year to do with that depleted Florida team really impressed me. I'm interested to see what he does now that he has better talent. A sophomore year DJ Lagway. And with all that being said, over. It's a comfortable over for me. But again, not surprised if they go under.
All right, Miggy.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short, man. This team's gonna go over. That was the hardest schedule I saw last year, and to go 8-5, Billy Napier literally was 3 decisions away from potentially being on the bubble for the college football playoff with that schedule. I have nothing else to say about Florida. Immediately when I see the schedule, they will be Long Island, South Florida. I'm not gonna pencil in LSU yet. I'm not gonna pencil in Miami. Not going to pencil in Texas, but they will beat Texas A&M, Mississippi State. They're going to give Georgia everything that they can handle. If y'all remember, they went blow for blow until that Lagway injury happened, and then the bottom fell out. They're going to wax Kentucky. They're going to beat Ole Miss. They are going to stomp on Tennessee. We are going to look very bad in the swamp. And I'm just going to say,
I don't love that timing for us either.
Yeah, and then Florida State is going to get the work too, so that'll put them easily at about 7 wins. You can give me the over on Florida. I'm really cool with the Billy Napier train.
Choo, baby. Have we all agreed on anything?
Yeah, that was it.
I think we all
was the
agreed on
first
Florida.
one.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
That's the only one so far. Billy Napier. He's probably been. I don't know if I've changed my mind more on a coach. Because, I mean, I was like, I don't know if he's ready for this after that first year.
He wasn't.
And then last year, I was like, that's a damn good coaching job.
Yeah.
And again, great point by you, was like keeping a 5-star on a team that's not playoff semifinalist Texas.
Yeah.
You know? Like you're not in the playoff. You're going against an awful schedule again. And the guy's like, oh, I got this. Like you got a stone cold killer that's going to be Superman. Like there is potential. There is Cam Newton with a little bit better roster potential here with Lagway, because he could be Superman. He could be Superman for this team. I don't know if you're ever going to get Cam, but it could be something similar.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but didn't they lose a lot of guys in like to recruiting as well? Weren't there a lot of guys decommitting from Florida?
That was
last year?
that was before DJ's class. I think they had a lot of people.
Oh yeah, it's looking bad.
Yeah. and then Billy turned it around. So
Yeah, because it got sketchy there for a minute.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And everybody was talking about how Billy, like you said, Chase, maybe not ready for this, and he's not able to keep these guys and the big time recruits and the 4 and 5 stars. And yeah, with DJ Lagway wanting to stay was huge for this program. And like you guys were talking about, what they did last year with that really tough schedule. I know we've talked a lot about it on this podcast. Huge for the program, huge for his coaching career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then huge for Lagway.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's just such a game changer. Like when you have that guy stay, and dude, it just, I don't know what happened there. I really don't know. Like, cause I mean, it was the bottom falling out, and that fan base was not happy because that recruiting part, that was a good mention, was like, I'd kind of forgotten a little bit about that. Was like, that was a 2-week turmoil. Cause I don't remember. I just remember like, oh, wait, this guy's decommitting or they're not going to go there. You know, they had the whole crystal ball stuff going on, but it was a disaster. But this Florida team is very talented again. They've got some good games at home, you know. Again, like the Tennessee game's getting a little closer, and I would have felt a little bit better about it if it was in Knoxville. I still don't love it. Still not going to pick it ever, just because we can't. But yeah, Florida State still don't think it's very good. Miami, kind of with you. I don't know where Carson's at, but this is going to be a lot of chaos.
Yep.
Let's continue the chaos train. And let's go,
boy, will we ever,
to Mike Helko's year 2,
Yes.
Texas A&M.
Finally.
Strong line here. Also, Vegas is really fucking good at what they do. 7.5.
Yep. So I'm a big Mike Elko guy. Even when he was at Duke, I think he's really the right person that they can get to put Texas A&M where they want to be. Going through the schedule, I gave them wins against UTSA, Utah State. I gave them a win against Auburn and Mississippi State, a win at Arkansas, a win at Missouri, and a win at Samford. According to CBS, they are like tied for, they're third because Illinois and Clemson are tied at second. They're third in returning production with 15 returning starters. Marcel Reed's back. Le'Veon Moss is back. They're going to be pretty good this year. The games that I was tossed up on, and initially I gave them the loss at Notre Dame. I thought they were going to lose at Notre Dame. But the more I thought about it, and I was like, Notre Dame's going to be really good, but they're starting a brand new quarterback. Texas A&M kind of feels a little better because Marcel Reed's coming back. They might be able to steal that game. And if they do, that's the over. So between at Notre Dame, Florida, which if they steal the Florida game, Florida can still go over with them being at 6.5. They're at LSU, South Carolina, and at Texas. Those were my toss-up loss games. I think they're going to lose to Texas. I think they're going to lose at LSU. But between Notre Dame, Florida, and South Carolina, can you steal one of those games and get to 8? Could you steal 2 and get to 9? Because then if you lose say you lose at Notre Dame, at LSU, at Texas, you're 9-3. You managed to whip off. Say you end up winning that at Notre Dame game, and then they start the season 3-0 going into a bye, playing Auburn, and Auburn's going to be coming off playing Oklahoma at home. I think I'm going to go over here.
Wow.
Barely.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get to 8. I don't think they'll get to 9, but I think they're going to get to 8. I'm going to give them either the win over South Carolina or possibly even the win over Notre Dame. And then cleaning out the rest of the schedule with at Arkansas, at Missouri, Samford, Mississippi State, Auburn, Utah State, and UTSA. Not a lot of confidence in it. But
This is, I'll be honest, I'm still not 1,000% sure I'm going to do this on the fly. Because this is one I thought about probably the most. I have a lot of maybes because those 4 wins. And I apologize to all Mississippi State Bulldogs. I literally treat you as harshly as I do like Utah State and Samford. Like I'm guaranteeing that win. Like that's how when I was like going down my list, that is the one thing I noticed. I was like, I treat Mississippi State like they are Alcorn State. Like that is, and that may be the dumbest thing I could possibly do, but that's how I look at it. They're gonna. I hope you guys prove me wrong because that fan base is very nice and they've just gone through a lot. Anyways, so those are the big 4 they're going to definitely get. I think Arkansas, like we mentioned, I think it's just run into a lot of buzzsaws, man. They're going to be better than their record, but the record's going to be bad. So I'm going to say at Arkansas, they get that dub. They get Auburn. They just got a lot of tough. You're convincing me now. I think they get that damn Notre Dame game. I think that it makes. I don't know.
Notre Dame's going to be really good, but they are starting a brand new quarterback. It's early in the year.
That feels like the perfect Texas A&M game to get. Elko gets a big rise.
Yeah, it feels like the game that's like, oh my gosh, is Texas A&M a top 10 team? No, they're probably not. But
yeah, all right. So then I'm going to say they get the Notre Dame game, and then they get the Missouri game, and that's it. They get it. They get the over. Changing it because I've been thinking that has been. I think they were my toughest one. Now that I go back and look, I think they're my toughest one that I had on here about going over under. The 7.5 is very tough to me. Give me the over. I'm doing it. You convinced me on the Notre Dame part. That's all I needed to hear. Was just somebody else say it, kind of, because I didn't want to feel too
needed
stupid.
that validation.
I did because it's like, am I dumb? Am I this dumb? Am I this bad at college football? I don't think I'm wonderful all the time, but sometimes there are things you look at and you're like, is Notre Dame that good without Riley? I don't know. So I'm going to take it.
Well, they're probably going to be starting CJ Carr, who's a redshirt freshman.
Yep.
And then they got Jaden Greathouse, but like Jordan Faison's back at receiver. I don't know how Malachi Fields is an incoming transfer. I don't know where he's transferring from. I don't know how good he's going to be. Like, they feel like a team that's going to be really good on defense.
They're going to
and they're going to have one of the best running backs in the nation in Jeremiah Love, but they're just not going to be. They're going to be what they were last year, where it's like if somebody gets up on you, and they get like a 2-touchdown lead, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
So like if the game doesn't go the way Notre Dame wants it to, and CJ Carr makes some young starter mistakes, which he's probably going to, especially early on in the year. I mean, it feels like one of those classic Notre Dame teams.
Yeah. I just forgot his name for a second. Marcel Reed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another polarizing figure.
I really struggled to like Marcel Reed. And for the simple fact of the matter is I think everything's right in front of him. He's just got to go get it. Like, I really do think that he has the talent to quarterback a 10-2 team in the SEC. And I think Texas A&M, I guess I'll spoil mine now. I have the under on this team. And I'm a bit, all throughout this pod, I've talked about narratives. I've talked about trends. I had to go. I don't like this roster very much. I don't really like what they've done with this team. Their best offensive transfer, in my opinion, is KC Concepcion from NC State. He could be really good.
He could be really good.
He was great at NC.
Yeah,
he wasn't last year,
right?
But he had prior seasons.
He could be really, really good. And they also got Mario Craver, who projects on our lads at least to be a one option. There's just a lot of question marks with this team because Marcel Reed at times looked like the 10-2 quarterback of a front running SEC team, and then occasionally he looked like a 6-6 team, which is where I have Texas A&M this year. I can't give him the Notre Dame game. I'm going to give Marcus Freeman the benefit of the doubt. I think if you believe this team's going over, they have to win that game. I think the schedule is too brutal for them not to get through that game. Again, I have Florida beating them in College Station. I don't like it. I really think it's one of those that could go either way. But yeah, I also picked Auburn to beat them. I couldn't. I don't. Hugh Freeze is going to have to do something at some point to save his job, to save his, for his career. And that was one of those games that I picked off that I have the under here. I don't particularly feel good about it. I don't want to be on the wrong side of Marcel Reed's dynamic playmaking, man, because there are very few runners in college football that match him in that perspective. But for me, it's an under right now.
You guys know what I love most about Mike Elko is that he just doesn't have any quit in him. Zero bitch made tendencies are within Mike Elko. I think Texas A&M, when they had Jimbo Fisher, the reason people were mad is because there was organic talent as well as there was just an overall they're not trying. Like, it's one thing for us to suck, but there's no effort. So, like, we suck and y'all ain't trying. This team is going to start 5-0. And this team is going to be a top 10 team as they head into their matchup against Florida. And that is when things will go off the rails because they will take that loss at home, followed up 2 weeks later, another loss at LSU, followed up with a loss at South Carolina, and followed up with a loss at Texas. I am giving this team the over, but they're going to start out so hot, and they're going to be a 9-win team with the bowl.
Man.
So they're going to do pretty much what they did last. They started what?
Yeah.
5-0 in the
5-0.
SEC or something like that.
Yeah, I don't feel good about that one. But basically it came down to one team has to give, and in my prediction it was Texas A&M had to give, because I was pretty confident of where I was putting everybody, and then they just kept popping up. But again, Malcolm, I would not be surprised if what you said comes to pass, because man, they do have some talent on either side of the ball, and Mike Elko doesn't give a damn, and there is something to be said.
I do like him, and that's one thing is like I think it's two places I don't like. I don't like the Texas A&M fan base. I think it's creepily cultish, but it's also like funny. You're like, you guys are just weird. Yeah, you guys are a little weird. Don't love you, but then Notre Dame just too much, too posh, if you will. But I love Freeman and I love Elko. I like both those guys a lot. I think it's going to be one of my favorite coaching matchups. And I think something about that's going to be one of those Elko games. It's going to like just change his path. Because it's like, oh my gosh, he got at number 2 Notre Dame. At Notre Dame. And then it's going to look awesome. They're going to roll through. I mean, I think they roll through Auburn and Mississippi State. And like you mentioned, Miggy, that Florida matchup is going to be huge. That's going to be huge. Remember how big the 10th, what was it? Was it the 11th and the 16th?
It was like October, it's 16th and 24th or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. That was like back-to-back weeks that were just awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to get that again. We're going to get that again. I can't wait. That's going to be a huge matchup. Because it even wound up better because I remember like us looking at that preseason.
Yeah.
And it wound up like the matchups got even better throughout the year. And you're like, we had 4 good games on this slate. Now we got 19. You know, it's like I think it's gonna be the same way at those 2 weeks. I can't wait. Yeah. This schedule is very weird.
Yeah.
Because if Texas A&M faces Missouri at home, you feel like that's a guarantee. You feel better about the South Carolina game because it's at Texas A&M. Like if you're like kind of picking and choosing some of these bigger games, the LSU game, all these games are toss-ups, but it's just like home field advantage is so big in college football that I don't know. There's a lot of questionables because if neutral site Texas A&M Florida, I'd probably pick Florida 8 times out of 10. But now I'm like, I do like it down in Aggie Town. So I'm going to give it to him. I don't know. This is a good team. What's next?
Shane Beamer
South Carolina
and the South Carolina Gamecocks.
7.5.
Is this your favorite quarterback?
My favorite quarterback?
Yeah.
No, but I am a Lenore Sellers fan. He's not my favorite quarterback, but I am a Lenore Sellers fan. But Lenore Sellers cannot do it all. And I feel like a lot of South Carolina this year is going to be Lenore Sellers do it all because I don't think you're going to have – they're losing a lot on defense. Like, Dylan Stewart's still there. You still have one of the best defensive players, but you don't have Kyle Kennard anymore.
Yeah, it's big.
You don't have that kind of pressure from both ends that you can create. So I think they're going to be really, really reliant on Lenore Sellers, and I kind of worry about that. I gave them 5 guaranteed losses. I think they lose at LSU. I think they lose at Oklahoma at home. I think they lose to Alabama at home. I don't think they give the Texas A&M game. I think they lose at A&M. And boys, the Palmetto State's going back to the orange and purple. I do not think South Carolina is going to beat Clemson. I think Clemson's one of the best teams in the nation this year. I think Clemson's going to get their revenge for last year. And with those 5 guaranteed losses, that puts South Carolina at 7-5. And if you're asking me to put faith in Shane Beamer that they can pull off one of those wins and not give up another game that they're supposed to win, I just can't do it. So I'm going under for South Carolina. I think they're going to be 7-5 because if they do manage to pull off like at LSU or Oklahoma at home or Bama at home or at Texas A&M or Clemson at home, then they're probably going to end up dropping that Ole Miss game or Kentucky or Missouri or like they might end up dropping the Va Tech game to open the season.
Yeah.
Like I don't have enough faith in Shane Beamer and the South Carolina roster to pick up a win that they're not supposed to get and not lose a game that they should win, because I just haven't seen enough of that consistency yet. So yeah, I'm a big believer in Lenore Sellers, but is Nicholas Harbor going to give? If Nicholas Harbor rises to the occasion and he becomes what that man could be, they could win 9 games. But that's a lot of escalation, and I don't know if it's enough to push them over. So I'm putting South Carolina under, barely under, and going 7-5.
Well, I'm going against you for the first time in a while, I believe, Joseph. I'm going to go slightly over. I think there are 5 very solids. Again, these are, it's always perfect. Never perfect. But Virginia Tech, going to be a tough game. I think anytime you go up there, it's tough, especially game 1. Like, never know. Weird games happen. Vandy, South Carolina State, Kentucky, Coastal. So then you got to get 2 out of these. Oklahoma, Missouri, LSU, Clemson. They get 3 of those. I think they get Missouri. I actually think they get LSU. And I think they get Clemson.
Whoa.
Yep.
Oh,
Wow.
That's an 8-win team, boys.
Chase, I love it because
You're going.
I'm with you.
What?
I'm with you.
Whoa. I actually thought you were going far.
I'm so with you.
Okay.
Goodness. All right. One thing that I like in today's modern college football landscape is a coach name that I know, and I know the Beamer name, and I know how Beamer ball works, and I know what Beamer ball requires. It requires returners. And this team returned a lot of people. They really did. There are a lot of people that were on this team last year that are still starting for this team. And with all that being said, I'm gonna skip to really just the headline of my picking of this team. They're gonna go 8-4, and they're gonna beat Alabama and Columbia, and that is gonna be Alabama's one of only 2 losses that I've given them, and it's gonna be just enough to give them the over. Lenore Sellers will go down as one of those really, really good but not quite Heisman guys because his team never was able to get it done. But yeah, I think I'm going to go just slightly over, just for the sake of the fact I'm giving the Beamer name the nod here, and I'm saying I am going to bet on their athletes panning out like you kind of laid out, Joseph. If they hit, it's just too enticing a prospect not to be on the right side of it. So,
I am listening to you guys talk, and I think you guys are absolutely crazy. But the thing you guys have severely mistaken is that I'm the craziest son of a bitch on this show. I don't think South Carolina is going to lose the game. I think South Carolina can run the table. And I'm going to put my nuts on it. That's my can't miss call. South Carolina, I want to cuss so bad. This is a fucking lock. You understand me? This is a lock. South Carolina is literally, I'm scared of one game against Clemson. I promise you. Lenore Sellers is going to be in New York. You can take that shit to the bank and cash it. I promise you. Barring injury, this team is going. Let's just talk about it. Virginia Tech win. South Carolina State win. Vandy win. At Mizzou win. Kentucky win. At LSU, y'all know how Brian Kelly does. Oklahoma can't hold it. Alabama, come on, can't hold it. Lane Kiffin, I don't think you're like that. At Texas A&M, off of a bye, and I get the prep, and Texas A&M is limping. Nah, Coastal Carolina, Clemson, Dabo, you needed the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to get you in the playoff, my boy. Run that table and run me this money, man. South Carolina Beamer ball, I'm all in. All in. Chips on the table, can't miss ball.
Bro, that take feels like the toothpick bridge I built in high school. It looked so good, and then when I hung the weight on it, it just collapsed and didn't hold at all, dude.
I like how you yada yada LSU and Alabama back to back.
You just dismissed LSU and Alabama like
Yada, yada.
I have no fear, bro. When I tell you,
Oh my god,
South Carolina could have beat anybody on planet Earth in the last 4 weeks of the college football season last season. They were that dynamic. And sometimes you just need good luck to go your way, barring injury. If Lenore Sellers is fully healthy, Nick Harbor is playing, you got Dylan Stewart, your three horsemen, this team is going to go. This team is going to go. You avoid Georgia. You avoid Texas. You avoid Florida. You avoid Tennessee. Like, you don't have a real out-of-conference foe like a Ohio State or an Oregon. Like, guys, this schedule ain't shit.
oh brother,
That's awesome.
Dude. Thank you, Malcolm.
The conviction in your voice right now.
I thought I was the only one on planet Earth who thought South Carolina was going to beat Alabama and Columbia.
Bro,
Because it's a new regime. It's a new regime. Not only is it a new regime, I'm just not going to believe that DeBoer can win anywhere until he does it once. Like, not that I'm going to pick them to lose, but Columbia, South Carolina has been dormant for a long time. They've been real quiet because they've had to be quiet. And now they've got an exciting playmaking quarterback. They have the athletes. They have a semi-structure around that Malcolm. I love it, dude. A lock. Oh, so sick.
Lock.
I'm with it. Lock me in. I'm all in on Shane Beamer, bro.
When I clip this tomorrow, and I'm going to get the same comments that we got last week. My favorite one was, "This is why you're a failing podcast," you know? So I can't wait to see those comments come back. But it also made me feel good because I saw Josh Pate put out his quarterback lists or whatever. And, you know, Gunnar wasn't on there, and neither was Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's funny to look in the comments that the same crazy people that are out there pushing for Josh Pate to be commissioner of college football, that's a wonderful take, also make the same comments about us as they do him. So it's like, hey, the crazies are just crazy.
We got to be doing something right.
We got to be doing something right. And I was like, hey, you know,
we just got to trust the process.
Got to trust the process and never trust Twitter.
I've already got the time set up for you, so you got that. We got that cut nice and easy.
That's so perfect.
I got you.
We are. What are we at right now, G?
We are at an hour and 21 minutes,
and we are halfway.
And we just have the big boys to go.
Yeah.
All right.
So hopefully that'll be a little quicker.
Yeah. Let's
speed it up.
Let's go to Missouri now.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Over under 7.5.
This will be quick.
All right, boys, I'm going under for Missouri. I'm gonna make this quick. I thought Kansas was a toss-up game. I don't know if Missouri's gonna win that. I think they're gonna lose to South Carolina, lose to Bama, lose to Auburn, lose to A&M, and they're gonna lose to Oklahoma. I got Missouri going 7-5.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. This is very strong. Kansas is weirdly just because I trust in Jalen a little bit. Yeah, I don't see where they get 7. I don't know. I don't know. 6.5 would have been probably better for me. I trusted in Missouri last year. I'm not going to do it again. Give me the hardcore under on this one.
I don't care about Missouri. Over 8-4, Malcolm.
Yeah, man. They enjoy the Chuck E. Cheese Bowl with unlimited pizza and tokens. They will be going 6-6.
There we go.
Enjoy.
Solid.
Easy, like that, boys.
Yeah, 7-5 or 7.5. I would 7-5. That's what I think they're going to do.
7-5.
Auburn.
They could go 7-5, and God dang it, dude.
How there's 5 on here that are so automatic. It feels like
I there were in my head looking at the schedule initially. I was like, oh, there's 5 losses: Oklahoma, at Texas A&M, Georgia, Alabama. 4 losses: Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Georgia, Alabama. I was like 4 guaranteed losses, so you're sitting at 8-4. And then I saw Georgia plays Alabama at home, then they play Kentucky, and Auburn is off a bye, playing Georgia at Jordan-Hare. So, brother, I mean, I wouldn't be a true Georgia fan if that didn't scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Auburn could win that game. That's could.
Voodoo
and if
magic.
they pull, dude, I'm telling you, man, you see the miracle of Jordan-Hare one time, and you watch it live, and you never put anything else past you. Like, we barely got out of there in 2023 with Brock Bowers and Carson Beck and Lad McConkey. Like, I don't know what to expect this year from Auburn. So if they win that game, if they manage to pull that Georgia game, then they could do the same thing to Alabama. I think I'm going to go over. I think I'm going to go over with Hugh Freeze, and I think they're barely going to squeak by at like 8-4. Because even if they do lose to Georgia, Alabama, at A&M, and Oklahoma, they're still 8-4. Because I think they're going to beat Missouri. I think they're going to beat Arkansas. I think they're going to beat Kentucky, Vandy. They're going to beat Mercer. I got them beating Baylor, Ball State, and South Alabama. So give me Auburn over at 8-4.
It's another very tough one. I got the same five. I got Ball State, South Alabama, Mercer, UK, and Vandy. And then I couldn't even get them getting two more because I think Baylor might be pretty decent. I couldn't get them to three more. I get them maybe to two of these, but yeah, I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go under on Auburn.
Yeah. I didn't get this line. I understand what you're saying, and I get the magic at Jordan Hare. I felt like this line definitely should have been 6.5. And
yeah,
that felt like a better line.
With that being said, and maybe that, of course, we've talked, as we said earlier, Vegas is really good at their job. With that being said, this is going to be my can't miss call. This is an under for me. It absolutely is, because for me, there's too much. Although I see the upside of like, hey, they could grab the Georgia and Alabama game in 1 year. They're not going to do that. And I agree with you, Chase. I think I looked at Baylor. I was like, who's this
Baylor?
team? Week 1 in Waco. Weird stuff happens in Waco. Like, I even had Auburn with 7 wins, and I couldn't find him in 8th, and I found myself reaching like, kid in a cookie jar for the 7th. I really think this is a 6-6 team. I will say I do kind of like their transfer and recruiting class quite a bit, but I mean, getting those guys ready in time to beat teams of this caliber, I think this is an Auburn team that's ready after this year to take that step, and they've got to keep a lot of those guys that they brought in. But in their current form and Hugh Freeze's track record, this is my can't miss call. Under.
We locking that?
I'm locking it.
Locking it. All right, Malcolm Harris.
You guys have got to stop playing with Hugh Freeze. This is an over for me. And if I had anything else, I promise you, Hugh Freeze is potentially going to drop that game at Baylor. But then Ball State, South Alabama are wins. They're going to split road wins, either Oklahoma or at Texas A&M. They're going to get one. Y'all, that open date against Georgia at home, bro, I have seen the best Georgia teams fall to them. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but either Georgia or Alabama, both at home, one of them is going to get got. Missouri's going to get got. At Arkansas is going to get got. Kentucky and Vandy are both going to get got. Mercer's going to get got. That easily places them at 8-9 wins. Y'all, there is a receiver by the name of Cam Coleman. He damn near might be better than Ryan Williams, and nobody knows it. I know it. Real ball knowers know it. And I think Alabama or Georgia is going to fall. Give me Auburn over. Let's lock it.
All right. Here are our potential top 10 hopefuls. These are all the 8.5s. We'll get you back in a second. We have a brand new sponsor here on Chatt It Up Sports. Steel City brand and the perfect tee. My gosh, guys, these are wonderful. We got these new custom hats. I'm going to bring this bad boy in. This thing is sweet. I'm actually not going to lie to you. From the picture, I was like, man, it looks pretty nice. It's going to be like a jean jacket, a little Canadian tuxedo, if you will. It is not, my friends. This thing is amazing. Walked around in this bad boy with my beautiful little girl today. So fantastic stuff. I'll tell you what, Steel City is all around the country. It ain't just there in Pittsburgh. If you want vintage sports tees to iconic Berg designs, I'll tell you what, these are the guys to get to. And check out the website at steelcitybrand.com. Type in promo code ChatItUp15 to get 15% off. And we'll take care of you. Great tees, I'm telling you, all around. Like if you want the Steel City logos, perfect tees, or just simple all-around wears for the summer, I'm telling you, this is the best. Cool, off-kilter colors, the best. steelcitybrand.com, ChatItUp15 for 15% off. Boys, let's start with the Vols.
Oh, brother.
Here we go.
All right, man.
Strap it in.
I've got 7 guaranteed wins for Tennessee versus Syracuse, ETSU, UAB, at Mississippi State, Arkansas after the bye week, at Kentucky, New Mexico State, and Vandy. That means you've got to get 2 out of these 4 with Georgia at home, at Alabama, Oklahoma at home, and at Florida. And man, I don't think they do it. I don't think you get 3 of those out of those 4. I think you lose. I don't think you split those games. I got you losing to Georgia at home. If that game was later on in the year, I think it would be better for you. But Joey Aguilar starting early. I know Georgia's starting a new quarterback, but that game feels like it's going to come down to roster depth. And I'm going to go with Georgia if it comes down to roster depth. Malcolm had said Josh Heupel's lost, 5 games in 4 years at home.
Yep.
I think half of those are to Georgia. I think that trend continues. I don't think you'll beat Alabama this year. I'm really high on Alabama. And then that comes, if you lose both of those, you've got to beat Oklahoma and Florida to get over 8.5. And I don't think that's going to happen. So I got Tennessee going 8-4.
Oof.
This is really tough. It's really hard for me to believe in Joey Aguilar. It's really tough. I'm trying to do all the fan things like, man, gunslinger Appalachian State. He had a real good year. It's not been awesome. He had one decent year. Not great after that. I hope all for the best, and I hope I'm proven wrong, but I'm feeling very strong about this under. I think there is a lot of the W's. I think that Syracuse game is going to be kind of boring. I think we're going to see Joey trying to figure it out. We're replacing a lot of running backs. I understand what Heupel in this offense has done with whoever at running back, but it's going to be hard to keep doing what you're doing. That production last year from our running back room was so strong, and I just don't think we're going to do it again. Not to that level of turnover. Not to the level that we've turned it over the last 2 years. And that's going to be such a valuable part. We just can't do it. You're going to get ETSU, you're going to get Syracuse, you're going to get UAB, you're going to get Mississippi State. Arkansas is still tough. New Mexico State, Vandy. At Kentucky is a weird one, to be honest. Like, if you go out and you get your break speed off by Bama, and then you got to go up there next week, I can't lock it in. I give me a can't miss call under Tennessee.
Wow.
Oh,
Electric. Oh. Is that a lock?
It's a lock.
Under.
Oh,
Tough for a ball fan.
it is.
Man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I actually think I'm gonna flip what I initially had. I'm sitting here and I'm listening to myself talk. I'm gonna flip the Tennessee and Arkansas game, and it's not gonna mess with my Arkansas pick because I had them a game and a half above their over. I had them at 7. They were at 5.5. I'm gonna have Tennessee beating Syracuse, ETSU, UAB, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Kentucky, Oklahoma, New Mexico State, and Vanderbilt. And here's why. I think Josh Heupel has gotten now his program to the level where I think 9-3 is the floor. And I really hate to say that. I do. And I want to jinx Tennessee in any way possible. So maybe I'm just putting that out in the world. But I can't ignore that Heupel, although I don't think he'll ever be a 12-0 guy, a national championship coach. I personally don't ever see that. Heupel has really gotten this delusional ass, annoying, orange, crazy fan base to really kind of mellow out a little bit, and to where now they know what to expect. And there's still those Tennessee fans that just
We're obnoxious.
yeah. But I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think I'm going to pick Tennessee to go over by one game. I think they lose the obvious Georgia, Alabama, and Florida games.
The Vandy fan picking the over.
Yeah, I really hate it. But the more I sit here and look at this schedule, and then I look at what Tennessee returned, and then I think back to how frustrated Nico made me last year, how I thought that anybody in the country could have done what Nico did last year in certain spots. There were games where he shined.
Yeah.
But Nico lost Tennessee some games last year, very blatantly. Like Nico, and if Nico had stayed at Tennessee, no doubt in my mind that he would have been a fantastic quarterback. And I hate, truthfully, I hate that Nico didn't get 4 years at Tennessee because he was the first guy that I thought Tennessee was going to let develop. And I thought they were going to let him take his lumps. And I thought he would be the guy. Not that I want it to happen, but I thought he would be the guy to lead an 11-1 Tennessee team that was experienced, could take its lumps, and didn't get too high or too low. But I think that's right now. I think Josh Heupel's powers are working on me because I'm going to take the over.
Wow. Yeah.
Young Malcolm.
Sorry, man. I was just practicing for when the cigar smoke is in my lungs, man.
That a boy, Malcolm.
Fellas, this is an easy over for me. We're gonna lose 2 games. That's it. History has a great way of repeating itself. We are going to get our asses whooped against Georgia. It always happens. I always amp myself up. I watch College Game Day. I always talk with the boys from back home, and Georgia just comes in and does what they do. Georgia is going to get us week 3. And then we will not lose another game until November in the swamp. That is it. I have no fear. No, what should I be scared of on this schedule? I don't fear anything. There is not even a place that is a wonky road game type of atmosphere. You think I'm scared of some Kroger Field? You know what's happened at Kroger Field? Josh Heupel never lost. What else do we have to talk about? 10-2, me and my guys right now, man. Outside of the college football bubble. That's all I can say.
I hope you're right, buddy.
I know I'm right. This is an
I'm
easy-ass schedule. There's nothing on here that concerns me outside of the normal stuff. Georgia is going to get our ass. Florida, we are not going to win that football game. You could bet the house. That ain't going to happen.
I don't think the schedule's tough. I just don't know if we have the greatest offensive weapons in the world anymore.
Buddy, listen, what did we lose?
Continuity and
experience
and a really, really good running back.
We lost, to me, the best running back in football because he was better than your boy that got drafted by the Raiders. But
Ashton Genty? I don't know about that one.
He was I love Dylan Sampson, but also I know we got some dogs back there by committee, and that's what the SEC is. People forget Mike Matthews is a freaking beast. Boo Carter is amazing. Chris Razzle Dazzle Brazzle, y'all. Miles, Ethan. There is a lot to love on offense and then defense. This is the first time ever where I've truly felt that our defense truly has just pieces after pieces everywhere. This secondary, Jermod, Ricky, man, come on, boo back.
This defense is very good,
bruh.
It's gonna help us stay in games like it did last year. It'll help us. It helped us win games, but I do think Nico helped us lose some games, but I'll still think he kept us around, and his upside does a lot more. I just don't know if we got it, boys. There ain't no Dylan Sampson back there, and this offensive line's a little bit worse. And I don't know, man. I don't know it. I have a bad feeling about this year. I think Heupel's a really, really good coach. I think he's going to stay around. I think it's just a bad year. I think it's a bad year. You got a bad taste in his mouth with this Nico situation, and I think Oklahoma's a little bit better, and that's like the swing game, I guess, if you will. I think the Oklahoma game's your swing game. Like if you're going to go over, you got to beat Oklahoma, and I just don't think we're as good as Oklahoma this year. So that's how I think it's a pretty solid under for me.
Okay.
But I hope I'm wrong. All right. The Rebels, buddy.
Oh, brother.
Where are you going with this one? This is one I was very interested to see where everybody's at.
Okay, I'm just gonna lay it out there. This is my it's my first can't miss call.
Lock it in.
I'm going under for Ole Miss.
Whoa!
They're bringing back 5 starters total. And you saw how good they were last year with Jackson Dart and with that defense with Princely Umamele, and they still went 9-3. They still underperformed. So if you're having to rebuild the way you're rebuilding and you're pumping in 30 commits in the 2025 transfer class, I don't think that says good things about what you expect on your roster this year. I think Ole Miss is going to be bad. Now, I think they're helped out by this schedule not being horrible. I mean, they do play LSU, at Georgia, at Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Florida, but compared to some of these other SEC schedules we went through, that's not that bad. So I think they'll beat Georgia State. I have them beating Kentucky at Kentucky. They could lose that game. I have them beating Arkansas. I have them beating Tulane. I have them losing to LSU, at Georgia, at Oklahoma, and losing to Florida. The South Carolina game was a toss-up for me. I think I'm going to end up giving that probably to South Carolina. I don't think Ole Miss gets 8 wins. I don't think they go over 8.5 to get 9. I don't think they're going to go 9-3. So I'm under 8.5 with Ole Miss. Can't miss call.
The schedule is very, very favorable, especially they have some pretty solid W's on there with Georgia State, Kentucky, Tulane, Citadel, Washington State, Mississippi State, and I think Arkansas is pretty solid. So they just really have to get 3 of LSU, Florida, South Carolina, OU, or Georgia. I think they do it. I think they're a 9-win team. I'm down on LSU this year. I think I even have it put in there. I think they have South Carolina in this one. So that's what they're going to get one of the 3, or they're going to get 3 of these somewhere. LSU, Florida, and South Carolina is who I think they're going to get. So give me 9 wins over. Again, don't love it because you are losing somebody like Jackson Dart, which means a lot more in college football. I don't care if he winds up being a great NFL player or not. I think he's a very, very, very good college quarterback, and it's going to be missed, but I do like a lot of these W's on here.
Yeah. So you want Chase one over, Joseph, you one under?
Yep.
I'll break the tie. I'm going to take the over here, and man, I really don't want to talk 2 minutes about Lane Kiffin, but I will. The hired gun approach is going to be Lane Kiffin's bread and butter from here on out, and I think this is going to be a start of him perfecting that approach. Joseph, I told you before we came on, the hardest game on this schedule to pick for me all year was the South Carolina Ole Miss game in Oxford, and I think legitimately, if Ole Miss gets that, they can't not go over. If they lose that, I could very well see them being an 8-win team. I have them at 10-2 with losses versus LSU and at Georgia.
Yeah.
I think this is. I know the NIL is stabilized a little bit, but I think this is the way that college football is going to go. And there's no better time to get ahead of the curve than with a guy like Lane Kiffin, who does really well when the heat is off. Let me say that again. Lane Kiffin does exceptionally well when the heat is off. And last year, the heat was on. That was a record-breaking, by all accounts, should have been, the dream team. This team is like the team after the dream team, or the team that goes to FIBA after the dream team plays, the team of college kids that plays when Karl Malone and Michael Jordan and all of them are at home. So yeah, I have them in 10-2. If they beat Florida and South Carolina, they will go over. If they lose either one of those games, they're in serious danger of going under. Yeah, Lane Train rolls on. Choo-choo.
Thoughts on Lane Kiffin, Malcolm?
I love the guy. I literally am obsessed with Lane Kiffin, so I'm never going to pick against him. I'm taking the over, but I was going back and forth on this because I'm looking and I was like, man, like they could easily drop an Arkansas or Tulane or an LSU game. Like those 3 back-to-back at home just felt weird. But I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think Georgia State's a win. They're going to run up a score against Kentucky because of last year. Arkansas, Tulane, LSU, they're going to be 6-0 again headed into the Georgia game, but they're going to take a loss. I have them also winning against Oklahoma. I have them taking a loss against South Carolina. I have them taking a loss against Florida. So that's 9-3, which is over that 8.5 threshold. So give me them to take the over.
Okay.
One thing quickly I want to mention about Ole Miss and why their last year's team infuriated me. Lane Kiffin completely sabotaged himself on the non-conference play, which he hasn't done this year, and that was the biggest factor for me, seeing that he didn't go back to back with Furman, Middle Tennessee State, and then Wake Forest. at least he got Tulane in there, who will want to be Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Those other, at least he got Washington State in there, which they don't have a tier. I don't know what Washington State's going to be. I'll be honest.
You never know what quarterback
but
they have.
At least that game's in week 5 to where he's not cruising in. He's not cruising in. Georgia Southern. Forgot about them.
Yeah.
He's not cruising into Kentucky 4-0 and getting beat by Kentucky because his guys haven't hit SEC players with their own pads yet. That was the biggest thing for me. I think the change in non-conference schedule is going to help them a lot. I really do think that. They're not going to drop a Kentucky game like they did last year.
LSU 8.5.
Oh God, dude. There was a time where like building the schedule out, I really, really had a lot of faith in LSU. And then I thought back at something. Last year in the Core 4, we had a stretch with LSU. And I'm pretty sure I went 0-4 picking LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Kelly let me down. So, that being said,
Not surprising.
I still have them going over. Oof. Number 1 transfer portal class. You've got one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC coming back. Your toss-up game for me is at Clemson and at Alabama. I've got you losing at Alabama. If you lose at Clemson, you're still 10-2. I think you'll beat Louisiana Tech. I think you could beat Florida. You beat Southeast Louisiana. I think you'll beat at Ole Miss. I think you could beat South Carolina at Vandy, Texas A&M at home, and then you finish out the season Arkansas, Western Kentucky at Oklahoma. I think LSU is going to end up 10-2. I don't know if they'll drop at Clemson and at Alabama exactly, but I think if they do pick one of those games up, they will drop another game somewhere that they probably shouldn't. Even if they don't pick both of those up and decide to lose another game, I still think they end up at 9-3. I'm gonna go over with LSU.
I couldn't do it. And I'll be honest, I just don't think Brian Kelly's the greatest coach in the world. I can't say bad coach. It's a little too reckless.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think he's a very good coach sometimes. I think he's going to waste this talent. Think you lose at Clemson? Is that neutral side? Or
No, it's at Clemson.
That's right.
It's in Death
that's
Valley,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. I got some of these confused this year. I know some of them were actually home and aways. Lose Florida. Ole Miss. South Carolina. Probably A&M. Bama. Oklahoma. You ain't getting there. You ain't getting there, buddy. I think this is going to be one of those things that we're going to see a slight downfall for somebody like Nussmeier. I think the Kelly part is going to get to everybody. I think he's going to be so annoying this year. I think he's a man that doesn't take a lot of accountability. And, yeah. I can't say it because Miggy took our only F. So, yeah. Yeah. Screw him.
I think I may have said multiple F-bombs, and I'm so sorry.
It'll be all right.
I'm still going to let it slide. We're going to see if Spotify.
Did he have multiple? I thought he only had one.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like
during the rant.
Really?
Like he's
I
been real. I heard one.
Yeah, there were a few passion rants, so I wasn't sure.
Drew, you want to go ahead before I round us out, bro?
Yeah, man, I'll keep mine short. They're gonna go over, and I really don't.
You don't want to do it.
I don't want them to, but all they've got to do is beat Ole Miss and Oxford, and they're gonna go over. That is the only game I see that's really gonna swing this. I even had them losing versus Clemson. I'm with Joseph. I think Clemson's going to be pretty good this year, pretty formidable, especially in week 1 for a Brian Kelly team. And then they're going to lose to Alabama and Oklahoma. And then the rest of the schedule is just a breeze. It's just walk through the park, play in Baton Rouge a few times. It's really frustrating. I mean,
because nobody in this room is cheering on.
I cannot believe that they're going to let this guy get away with a 9-3 season and listen to him talk on the stage about how he was robbed.
My family.
Yeah. Again, he took our only F-bomb, but it would definitely be spent at LSU's expense here.
All right, Miggy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joseph.
No. Malcolm needs to round us out.
Go ahead and round us out. But you can
I'll round us out quickly. this is a steep under. If I had another can't miss call, this is it. And really, what solidified it was Joseph picking the over. Every time this man has chosen LSU for
It's
the
totally
last
valid,
12
dude.
months, for the last
Totally
12 months,
Like,
bro, I'm fading him. And I'm sorry. It is just what it is. I see truly this team not being able to squeak out 8 wins. I'm really 6-6. And it's not because of the football players. It's because of Brian Kelly and coaching malpractice, and they need to go get somebody, i.e., they need to go get Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. He needs to be at a bigger program. He is captain.
That would be
That'd be fun.
that would
Yeah.
be so much.
I think they could
fun.
trade
that
for each other.
LSU Alabama game would instantly become way more interesting.
Juicy,
Like, it's already like
juicy.
incredible.
So
but
it's a sleeping giant, and it frustrates the hell out of me because I'm looking. I mean, literally, I'm going loss, win, loss, win, loss, loss, win, loss, loss, win, win, win. That last 3 week stretch is really what's going to keep them to go to the freaking Burger King Tech Bowl. You know.
LSU in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, baby.
So that's where I'm at, man. Steep under. I think Brian Kelly's out of there too.
What were you gonna say, Joseph?
I mean, the last 3 coaches at LSU have won national championships. And they did it early. It didn't take them 4.5, 5 years to
Yeah.
do it.
yeah.
I mean,
So
if he was going to do it, I'll be honest, this would be the year to do it. Seriously,
Yeah.
he gets Arkansas, he gets South Carolina, he gets Florida in Baton Rouge. I mean, he's got to beat one of Clemson or Alabama, and he's in the college football playoff. If he beats Ole Miss,
well,
of course.
next year you're catching Texas, Georgia, and Alabama.
Yeah.
In the same season.
It's so frustrating that this is a Notre Dame ass season. I mean, it really is. It's like he asked his scheduling, whoever schedules these, he said, this is what we did at Notre Dame. We would just load the front end with cupcakes like Louisiana Tech and southeastern Louisiana, and then we play one SEC team. We'd lose to them. We're still Notre Dame. It's the same thing.
I can't.
Gross.
If they do drop that Clemson game, I cannot wait to watch his press conference, because after he said the whole "we find ourselves here again" and slammed the table, it's like, maybe stop scheduling these games first to open the season. If you're not ready, and you know your team's not going to be ready,
or stop, maybe getting 4 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties a game.
That'll do it, man.
That could help.
Yeah. Also, even though it initially made me look very smart with the USC loss, later on in the season you lost to USC. It's not very good. So it's that's one that still frustrating.
We'll give you the Florida State one, because that was a damn good Florida State team
Yeah.
with Jordan Travis in there.
Yeah,
It turned out to be
that
a
was awesome.
damn good Florida State team. Jared
Yeah.
Verse, and I'll give you that one.
You're
You
loaded
should
with
not have
that.
lost to USC
No.
last year.
No.
No excuse.
No excuse. All right. No excuses. Tier 1, the 9.5 over under for all 3 of these teams. We're going to start down in
Yes.
Austin, brother.
Oh,
Where are you at? Arch Manning, the story begins. Sark, Super Tan. All right. All the things.
I don't feel great about it, but I think I'm going to take the over. I think Texas gets the Ohio State game. I think Ohio State just lost too much, and that's not even just on the field. Losing both coordinators is tough. I know Brian Hartline is an elevation. He's somebody that's already there, but he's never been an OC before.
Mm-hmm.
He's only been a coordinator, like receiver coach. So he's not. I don't know how they're going to do with that. And they're bringing in Matt Patricia to coach the defense. Sounds good on paper, but I don't know. So I'm going to give that game to Texas. Then outside of that, your biggest questionable games for me, you're at Georgia and you're at Florida. I was really skeptical of the at Florida until I saw that they also get a bye week before that game. So I gave that game to Texas because of the bye. I think they'll lose to Georgia, but I think they'll win the rest of their games. I think Georgia has something on Texas, kind of like Alabama has on Georgia. It's just a mental thing. I think Kirby's got something on Sark. So I got Texas going 11-1.
I'm going to go the same. I really think they get everybody, and they're going to drop one of Georgia or Ohio State. And I think it's the Ohio State game. I think I'm going to go the same exact route. I think they lose to Ohio State. It'll be an awesome game. I think we went pretty hype on Ohio State. This whole group did about in the quarterback draft kind of pick, the quarterback picks. So I think they get that W, and it's like, they're separating themselves. And they just run the table after that. That's my pick. So, yeah, give me the over. Texas. Sound still delivered. Drew.
This is an under. And let me tell you why. I think Texas is going to miss in the ways that a lot of these teams with super hype prospects miss. It's just not ready yet. And I don't think Arch is ready to do this. Everything I saw last year, now he's had an offseason to mature, and certainly if he's ready, then the team's going to be ready, and they're going to walk back to the college football playoff, and it's going to be super easy. But they're going to go 8-4, and I could not believe I arrived at that conclusion, but they're going to drop to Georgia. I agree with Joseph there. They're going to drop to Ohio State, to an Ohio State team that has no business winning that game, but they will because Ohio State can do it now, and the prestige has to factor into play. They're going to lose to Florida in Gainesville because Texas ain't never been to the swamp, and I they played last year. They played at Texas. Texas routed them. Man, that game was never close.
Nope.
And that was when Florida kind of became the laughingstock of college football there, for if memory serves correctly. There was some real what is Florida doing? Texas jolted them. I think Arch even played in that game, and for one of the reasons I like Napier, I think he does remember things like that, and I think he's Anyways, they're going to lose the last game of the year to Texas A&M. I've already been over that.
At home?
At home.
At home.
Yeah. Texas A&M is really good in my version of events. They're really good at this. Disappointing. Here's a good win here, and then boom, they destroy your favorite team's college football playoff hopes. And that right there is exactly what they're going to do to this Texas team. An 8-3 Texas on the bubble who has to have a win. Marcel Reed is going to snatch that thing right out of the air, and Texas is going to go 8-4. And then in 2026, when we do this podcast, I'm going to have them go 12-0.
All right, Malcolm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have these boys go 12-0 right now.
Yeah.
Over. I don't worry about Texas at all. I'll keep it short, but Ohio State is the game that obviously I love that both programs are letting kind of their nuts out and just being like, yo, this is we want to play the best. But then outside of that, I love the point you made about Texas A&M. I think that's going to be a freaking street fight. But outside of that, I really don't see Texas slowing down. Florida's going to be a little bit of an issue, but Georgia, I think they remember last year too. And I know they played that about Kirby saying that we want to eat, we're hungry, all that. And in Texas, Sark is going to have the boys ready.
It's a good Texas team. Georgia.
Oh, God.
It's your time, buddy.
Oh, I've been so many places with this team, dog. I've been so many places. I know I try to take all of my fandom out when I talk about Georgia, and I understand that it's Kirby Smart. And, when you're looking at this schedule, I've got 4 toss-up games that I really think they're just terrifying me as a fan. You got Alabama at home. Kirby's 1-5 or 1-6 versus Alabama. You're at Auburn this year. Those games are within 3 weeks of each other. Auburn's coming off a bye. Georgia could lose that game. They could win by 30, but they could lose that game. You got Florida in Jacksonville off the bye week. I think they'll get Florida. I don't think it'll be easy, but I do think they'll get Florida. And you've got Texas at home 2 weeks later. This schedule's brutal, dude. It's tough as hell. And if they want to go over 9.5, you have to go 2-2 in those 4 questionable games. I've got them winning every other game. I got them beating Marshall, beating Austin Peay, beating Tennessee, beating Kentucky, beating Ole Miss, beating Mississippi State, beating Charlotte, beating Georgia Tech. I think they can go 2-2 in those games. I'm going to give them 10-2. I'm going to go over barely because I think if they lose to Alabama, I think they're going to trade those Alabama games. They're either going to beat Bama and lose to Auburn or lose to Bama and beat Auburn. And then I think if they beat Florida, I feel good about them playing Texas at home. So I'm going to go over slightly at probably 10-2.
All right. This was really tough because, especially after last week, I still kind of hold true that I think there's a potential quarterback change. And it would be after the Ole Miss game going into Florida. I think there's a loss at Bama. I think they lose to Texas. This is what was really tough is like you have to beat all of Ole Miss, Florida, at Georgia Tech at the end of the season. And I know it is what it is. I
Gave them hell last year.
gave him hell. Haynes King, man. Hot damn. He's going to remember that game. I couldn't do it. I can't get him to get all those wins. I don't know which one it is, but I'm going 9 wins, Georgia. I'm going under. I don't feel great about it because it's still Kirby Smart. You have unbelievable freaking talent, dude. All over. But I will say, I think the quarterback thing really hurts this year. And this is kind of keeping my stance on Gunner. I don't think he's it. I don't know if he got it on this roster. I think there's so much talent that can kind of carry you through, and I think they're going to figure it out in the run game. I know you got some guys you kind of believe in on that running back class.
Yeah, I think Nate Frazier could make himself the feature back. I worry about last year. He was so fun to watch, but God, he gave me so much anxiety because I feel like anytime he got hit, he could fumble the ball.
Yeah.
They really got a good pickup in Josh McCray from Illinois. That's their big, like he's linebacker size.
Yeah, he's
so
huge.
He's going to be their short yardage
Big.
back. Roderick Robinson's probably going to be healthy this year too. We lost Branson Robinson, but poor Branson, man, had just been beat to hell with injuries. Like tore an ACL on one knee, tore an ACL on the other knee. Like he looked great in the 2022 national title game against TCU, and it was like this is going to be the next breakout Georgia back, and he just couldn't stay healthy. So I mean I feel better about the running back room this year. I think they're not going to be as hurt as they were last year. I feel great about the receiver room because I don't think it can get any worse than it was last year. How good's the offensive line? I have a leaning that they're going to be better, but I don't know. And if they're not better, you're starting a brand new quarterback in Gunner. That doesn't sound like a good combination to me. So this team could be incredible, and they could also be about as good as they were last year.
Yeah. Worse. Yeah, that's the thing is like this whole entire group of SEC teams there's just so much what if. Like we don't know because Gunner actually could wind up being. I mean, the guy was record-breaking high school quarterback, but also he could be the guy that's prototypical. Well, he's been playing behind somebody for 4 years, and he's fun to watch. He's got some athleticism, but that's about it. Or he could turn into the freak show that he was at Raven. So who knows? I don't. And that's the thing about this Georgia team is that was the biggest thing that I saw in every comment was left tackle, left tackle, left tackle. And I get it. I get it. But guess what? What if you don't get that much better?
What if you don't figure it out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel better about not as much of it being on Gunner's shoulders because of how much better the receiver. Because like last year, you've got Dylan Bell. It's got to be your guy. And it's like, brother, that Dylan Bell was like a gadget guy in 2023, and he kind of shined then, but he's not like a feature receiver. Now you've got to go through Zachariah Branch. Now you got to go through Noah Thomas. Now you got to go through Colby Young, who's back. You get these 2 incredibly talented freshman receivers in CJ Wiley and Taylor Taylor, but like they're just freshmen. So like Dylan Bell gets to go back to being that gadget Dylan Bell guy that can get the production because Zachariah, Noah, and Colby are pulling defenders.
Yeah, and Zechariah is one of those guys that you can lean on so heavily in an offense. I don't know. He's not Debo Samuel here, but he can be a guy that can do stuff.
Can he be kind of like a Jaden Reed?
He could flip a field.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
he was coming out of high school. He was like, oh, this is the next Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Like he's a burner, man. So like having him on punt returns and stuff.
Because Debo's not really a burner.
No, he's closer to a
McCole
to me
Hardman-ish?
Yeah. I think he's closer to that style. Like Dylan Bell reminds me more of like
what about
he's
like
not Debo, but he reminds
yeah, I was just trying to
me
think
more
like
of a
Percy, Debo, like those kind of guys in that class.
Percy Harvin's a good one.
Maybe, but Percy's another one. And maybe with Zechariah in Georgia, you're going to have to make him more of a option sweep guy, like with what you have in Gunner right now. From what we know, maybe you're going to have to get real creative.
Yeah. Well, I think
and
you'll
he
see
is somebody you can do just so much shit with that. It's like,
whoa,
he's going to bust some plays, and you're like, why would we even doubt this guy?
I think you saw the blueprint from it last year with Arian Smith, because that's what he was. He's a track guy, dude.
True. Yeah,
he was a burner. Like that kid was unbelievably fast, but he couldn't catch. Zechariah can catch.
He sure can.
So like that to me is you'll get like I think you'll see a very similar style of use for Zechariah as you did with Arian. I think Zechariah's just got a higher ceiling.
Huge ceiling. Especially whenever he coming into USC, you're like, oh yeah. And then
5-star.
You suck, Lincoln. All right, Drew. Sorry for taking up your time.
No, I don't want to step on what you guys just did. I thought it was good. I won't go too far into specifics. I like Kirby. I think that was the worst Georgia team I'd seen with my own two eyes since Mark Richt was there. I don't think they're going to return to that. I think Stockton has a little something, not talent-wise, but just something a little bit of he's got a little bit of dirt to him, if that makes sense. Yeah, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of something I like. That doesn't always pan out. There's many examples of that actually going really badly, and then you get arrested by the end of the season. But with all that being said, I've got Georgia going 11-1, dropping to Alabama, not dropping again. I don't think they're going to win the SEC. I think Kirby is going to struggle to win the SEC year in and year out until he gets a quarterback in. I agree with you there. But yeah, I like the over here. I think the over, if I put actual money down on this, if I was throwing my own money down, there's no way I would touch a 9-win Georgia team. If I had to bet on, I would much rather bet on a 10-win Georgia team. So great line by Vegas here. Really was a thinker.
These three are good. All right, Miggy.
That line is so solid. I'm taking the over.
So good.
Simple. I mean, Kirby Smart. These guys are hungry because they looked so bad last year. They can't get any worse at the receiver position. They're absolutely loaded on defense. I truly think they're going to have a generational type of back end back there. What's my man's name? Is it KJ Bolden?
KJ Bolden, yeah, and probably Zion Branch looks like he's Corey Thomas is listed as the other starter, but from words out of camp, Zion Branch is really pressing him on that. So
yeah, like there's just too much talent. And I'm gonna be honest, man. The mailman delivered, but the mailman was at a fraternity house while Gunnar Stockton was throwing 177 touchdowns and breaking high school records that Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, and really freaking good guys didn't do before him. Georgia is going to lose one game, and it's to Texas. Outside of that, they're going to be a threat. Man. Kirby gets it back on track.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, you have to bet against, I guess, like even from my perspective, it's like I have to bank on Kirby Smart losing to Auburn, Georgia Tech, or Florida.
That just ain't happening, bro.
It's tough. Like that's like this line's so good, but you're also like, from my winning side, it's like I have to rely on Gunner to go in and beat some. They have to go to Auburn, to Tennessee, to Georgia Tech. So it's like this line is. I mean, this is so good this year. Like even the Texas one, like you got to tell me they got to beat Georgia or Ohio State. Like it's tough, dude. These are good. All right, last one. I wish we would saved Georgia for last. But anyways, Alabama 9.5.
Oh, like me and Greg, this is my other can't miss call of the season. Alabama is going over. I've got Alabama with one questionable game on their schedule, and it's at Georgia. The rest of them, I'm giving them the wins. Until LSU proves to me that they can kind of pull a Georgia and shake the monkey off your back and get rid of that, like, Alabama just beats us every year outside of 2019. I'm going to give Alabama that win. They are incredible in returning production. They have 14 returning starters. Jem Miller's back. Jeremy Bernard's back. Ryan Williams is back. 3 returning starters on the offensive line. You've got Dante Lawson back at linebacker. Quay Rusau back at linebacker. You got Keon Sabb back at safety. Damani Jackson's back at cornerback. They have the number 1 rated offensive line for PFF. Like, I don't think they're going to make it that hard on Ty Simpson. I think Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb are going to make this as easy as they can for him. And I think Alabama's going to roll to 11-1. I could maybe see them dropping. I'm even hesitant to say they drop the game to Georgia. I kind of want to give them the win until Georgia proves that they can beat them. I think Alabama's going to be incredible this year. I think they're going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm going to go signed, sealed, delivered. This is definitely going to be over. Because of that wide receiving class, the offensive line part of it, I don't know if it's going to be the fullest extent of Ohio State last year, but I definitely think this could be like a Will Howard type of year where we don't think Will is full on the greatest talent in the world, but he could put up top 5, top 6 numbers.
That's a great call.
Because it could be, he just has so much damn protection, and he can literally just throw it anywhere on this field at any time.
Yes.
And it's just like, oh, wow. And they're going to run through, and that defense is so stout. I think DeBoer and OC.
Ryan
Grubb, second year. I don't know. It's just one of those narratives that just works every time. Like, you get these really good OCs, and it's like, give me 2 years.
Well, wasn't Grubb in Seattle last year, right? And now he's back with DeBoer from Washington.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when they played in the Natty, DeBoer took the Alabama job. Ryan Grubb went to Washington. Now he's back.
Yeah, now he's back.
So,
and it's just like, you got DeBoer year 2. And it's just like, do it. And then I got my guy back. And I think that takes a lot of pressure off. I think that's one of those things with Heupel is like losing, what's his face?
Alex Golesh.
Yeah, Golesh. When you lost Golesh, it takes you down just a notch. You're still an elite level play caller. But to have a guy you can trust full on as your OC, and you just don't even have to worry about, that's kind of how I feel about Venables too this year. This is going to be huge for somebody like Ty and that wide receiving class. Like, you're just going to be good. You're just going to be so good. Mediocre quarterback's going to look top tier. Over.
Yeah, this was the easiest one for me. This was so easy. I mean, I looked at their roster and I was like, wait, he's back? It's like, and I kept doing that, like position A through Z. I was like, he's back? And then they get Isaiah Horton from Miami, who I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Jam's back. I mean, it's like, I even put 2 losses on this team because it filled my narrative out elsewhere. Yeah. Like, I even put a loss. I had Auburn beating them because it's just been a while, and I think it's about damn time. I think if anybody was going to do it, it'd be like, that guy beat Alabama, it would be Jackson Arnold. And then I had South Carolina. I had South Carolina beating them for, I don't know, reasons, but man, yeah, this team could very well go 12-0. And if I didn't want Vandy to be one of my locks, this would be my can't miss call. I mean, this team is so stout, and the only thing I worry about a little bit, and why I had them losing to South Carolina actually, was DeBoer is not Nick Saban, and I think this version of Alabama can drop those games. Mm-hmm. And I think the personnel that he has on the field right now, that personnel has watched this team drop those games, and I think that is the only thing that really needs to be shored up this year. Ty Simpson was always better than Jalen Milroe, and he will show it this year. Dang it. I have listened to too many Alabama fans tell me about Ty Simpson and what they think about Jalen Milroe, and I hate to say it, I agree with them. This isn't over. This would be the lock if not for Vanderbilt. So,
Malcolm Harris.
Yeah, you guys are really smart, but this is an under. This is a 8-win Alabama team. And I'm going to tell you the teams that they're going to lose to.
It feels like a hater pick.
Gosh.
Go
they're
ahead,
gonna
lay it out.
lose. They're gonna lose to Georgia. They're gonna lose to Tennessee. Tennessee is going to do it. I'm telling you.
You called it earlier.
Tennessee, I called it earlier. I'm going to stick to it. Josh Heupel coaches against Alabama very well, and he easily could be on a 3-game winning streak against Alabama, but things just were not called fairly last time we were in Tuscaloosa, and I'll stick by that. They're not going to beat South Carolina, and I'm sorry. I'm just here to say it. And they will be dropping the Auburn game because I think anytime you put desperation and Jordan O'Hare in the same sentence, which it will be, things happen. And they beat Auburn by 2 touchdowns last year, and Malcolm Harris was their offensive guard, and Joseph Guthrie was their quarterback. All right? That ain't happening this year.
Thank goodness.
This will be
their kicker.
Bro, yeah, dude, I know.
Thank gosh.
I mean, between this shoulder, I don't know if you want me throwing the ball.
This is a 4-loss team, and we have to do a better job of understanding. And I'll wrap this up. Nick Saban is gone, fellas. He ain't coming back. He's got an office, but Miss Tammy lets him go there once a week while she's out watching Cher and hanging with the girls. All right? This is a completely different program. And I'm here to tell y'all are going to see a lot of recruits jump ship. Alabama is a used car salesman.
Ooh.
That's what this is.
Brother, until I stop seeing Nick Saban pose with 5 stars that commit to Alabama a few days later, he ain't gone.
Yeah.
That spirit lives on.
That cyborg ain't dying.
He's still there to haunt my dreams, dude.
They're going to have to show me because the same team easily could have been 6-6 last year. Easily. And I know what we're saying. Man,
I get
Nick
it.
Saban, but guys, I know what I saw. They do not pass the eye test right now. They're going to have to show me.
I think the number one thing that they do actually sure up, and I know you mentioned that, Drew, is I think I talked about it a couple weeks ago. They went from the least taunting team in the entire country. No smack talk. They were the prototypical military style team of we're just going to let our game do the talking. That was Nick Saban territory. Very rarely would you see some guy go off the roof, and Nick would ring you as soon as you got back to the sideline if you taunted. Now, they got a little attitude to him last year. Everybody was bucking up, trying to be cool. You know, this West Coast guy coming in. I think Kalen DeBoer realized that cannot happen. Like he's got to find more of a middle ground towards the Saban way. And I think he's probably gone to that office a few times when Miss Terry's let him come over. It's like, hey man, what did you do? What did you do leadership wise? I think there's an X's and O's part of the DeBoer that's pretty elite. I think they hired him for a reason. But I think that militant attitude is going to come out just a little bit more this season. I think we're going to see some shoring up of attitude. I think he's going to be less, let's let Gen Zers be Gen Zers kind of thing. And then he's going to be like, all right, I'm getting back to the Saban way. I think it's going to matter. I think it's going to really matter. And that's why I believe in this team is more because I think he's asking Nick. I think he probably stayed away. They hadn't gotten that close. He's like, kind of want to do it my way. Then he's like, you know what? That's the greatest guy ever. So I'm going to ask what he did. That's my thought.
I respect it.
Any final tips from the North? Anything else you got before we wrap up this 2-hour and 25-minute podcast?
No, I mean, I think we gave a great synopsis of the SEC landscape. The obvious thing is me not trying to be a fan, but I'm very high on South Carolina. And I do not believe in a lot of teams that people believe in right now. So
this could all go to shambles, fellas. This is
easily.
There's so much chaos that could actually happen because there's not much I feel sure about.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to watch South Carolina just drop that Va-Tech game in the opening week and totally rail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Auburn to drop the Baylor game.
Yeah. My favorite thing will be when Arizona State beats Mississippi State 58-0. And then You know what? If Arizona State gets 9 wins, I'll shave a pitchfork in the side of my head.
That a boy?
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it.
If you guys can find somebody to do it, I'll put it right here. I've done a bunch of weird stuff with the sides of my hair. I'll put it right here and I'll wear it out. If they win 9 games, I'll put a pitchfork inside. I don't see it.
All right.
I think we got some friends at Regal Barbershop.
We sure do.
Yeah,
I think Chris would love.
Why not?
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Levitt, Kenny Dillingham, you heard it here first, man. 9 wins.
Yeah.
9 wins in the Big 12.
A Chattanooga, Tennessee-based podcast is challenging you in Arizona. Don't mess up.
Hey,
We
bro,
are-
Kenny's real active on social media,
Yeah,
man.
he sure
So,
is.
like,
Tag him. All you gotta do is tag him.
yeah, he'll see it.
He will. Yeah, there's so many on here. I'm like, I could also see the magic still happening and Vandy going to get 7 wins too. It's like
Fellas,
I don't know.
I'll be
Vandy
honest.
boys.
I'll be honest. It's not happening. It's not happening this year. They're going to go 4-8. It's going to be very disappointing, but I hope it does. But that's all I got.
If you have listened to what's the time over there, G?
2 hours, 17 minutes, and 40 seconds.
If you have listened to all that time, we appreciate
love
you. God bless. We love you so much. If you've gotten this far, this is just a bunch of buddies that are kind of idiots that are giving their picks. So we appreciate you listening. I think we know a little bit of ball. Our man up north has got some great takes. We love
I
you.
appreciate it. And I love you guys, man.
We'll see you
It's
this
another
weekend, right?
episode. See you this weekend. Locked in and loaded. I can't wait.
Brunch it up.
Like and subscribe everywhere. If you've listened this far, hot damn, you better be. So we love you. We out.